Oh, and we are live. Hello and welcome to the next episode of the Football is King podcast. We wanted to start out by saying hello to all of our new Spotify listeners because we're finally up on Spotify.
All four of you. We're like a
Yeah.
big deal.
And if you would like to if you would like to watch this as well, we do have a YouTube channel, Football is King podcast on YouTube. But hello to all you Spotify people out there. If you've never listened to us before, we thank you for joining us. We're just four stooges who love to talk all things football and other things because we get off topic every once in a while. If you would like to see us rant about interest rates and buying a house, check out episode 5 of the Football is King podcast. We
still
generally
going through it.
we're still living it. We're always living it. So we'll share some personal stories occasionally as well. But we always like to start off our podcast with our untrue fact of the week. And there's no untrue fact that's better than what just happened. We record these on Tuesday nights, and it is currently October 4th at about 8:30 p.m. And our untrue fact of the week is that Aaron Judge is now the home run king of baseball. Hit number 62 about 30 minutes ago. But who gives a crap about an American League record? It's one league. It's baseball.
Also, I was going to say it's baseball.
Yeah.
As long as I never have to see another regular season Aaron Judge at bat in the middle of a football game, I'm good.
Oh,
so
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let it be over.
Praise be to all things holy that we don't have to watch the Aaron Judge cut-ins anymore.
It's like 2 or 3 years until they find out he's juicing and they take his record away.
Next year he's
Drug
going to
test
get
tonight.
paid $600 million, so it won't matter to him.
Everyone's doing it, so let's just go ahead and call it what it is.
So
just let him juice.
What would that be in NFL terms? Peyton Manning owns the best quarterbacking season of all time, but
How many touchdowns did he throw?
I think he threw 55. But that would
I
just be
still
the
think that's
AFC
more
record.
impressive.
What's the NFC record? Peyton Manning that year was untouchable. That is you're not even going to get anywhere close to that. I mean, I know Mahomes threw 50. Manning was way better that year than Mahomes was in the year that he threw 50. The only thing that was more impressive about Mahomes' 50 was that it was his second year in the NFL. And it's really his first year as a starter.
Baseball is the only dumb sport where they have, well, I guess they kind of changed it this year, where they have different rules in the different leagues.
Mm-hmm.
That's the dumbest thing that's ever existed.
Well,
Yeah,
and not only that, baseball changes baseballs to make it more interesting. Like football, you throw 55 touchdowns. That's an impressive feat. It is impressive.
It's the same today as it was 50 years ago.
Well,
yeah, it's impressive that he hit 62.
the style
home
of
runs,
game is different.
but
Yes. But they didn't change the football.
Yeah.
no.
Football doesn't fly further all of a sudden. They didn't inject it with helium or something.
I will say my
That'd be something.
hot take for all sports things, though, is that, and this is my biggest take for basketball to make it more exciting, is that you should be able to have slight modifications to your field to do home court advantage. Like, for example, the Golden State Warriors should be allowed to back up their 3-point line by 7 inches to make it more to give yourself a home court advantage. I think that
would be a wild tactic.
If you're a Big 12 team, it'd be awesome if you could push both sidelines out by an extra 2 feet to make the field even wider.
So
just
if you
small
have
things.
Justin Tucker,
If you have
Tucker, you use half the field goal.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. I think that would just be crazy and so fun to do. However, you have to keep it consistent.
2-man down on defense.
You have to keep it consistent for the whole season. So if Justin Tucker gets hurt, Harrison Butker did, you're screwed now. But
what would you do for Pat Mahomes?
I don't think everybody would do something, but it'd be cool.
3 extra players in the secondary.
No.
Oh,
you
know
can
what?
change your field. You can't change the rules of the game.
As a Dallas fan, what I would do is I would make it so the defense can have 2 extra players because Cooper Rush is still going to carve y'all's asses up.
Ooh, there you go.
Hey, as a Saints fan, we're going to slim the field down to where you can only hand the ball. It's going to be a 1-yard field, so you just got to hand it off.
So Jameis can't throw INTs?
Yeah, we're not throwing the
damn
ball.
Just
We're running the ball.
Hey, you should just your thing should that y'all should just be playing in London because that was the best y'all looked all
Hey,
season.
I must say, I'm sad they lost the game, but I won some bets, so I can. The season's over, so it's not like winning a football game is who cares at this rate. I'm trying to win money, and I'm trying to win some bets.
Hey, that's a great
Hell's
transition.
not going too good either.
But how great
Yeah.
is it that like all the Europeans got really confused when Hill just started running out of the backfield and basically playing rugby style football right there. Like, wait, I thought the quarterback threw the ball. Oh, there's Taysom. All right.
Hey, one thing I will take from the Europeans is we need to get as excited for field goals here as they get.
Yeah.
They get juiced up. They are fired up.
And for
They're
kickoffs,
Austin's
like,
people.
oh, heck
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
man. It's about to
Austin.
kick a ball.
No,
He's about
they
to
get
kick
I
a
just
also
ball.
love the mismatching jerseys from
Yeah.
all around the league.
all 32 teams.
It's like a hat with every single logo on it.
They get juiced up
I'm a fan
about
of football.
everything, dude. They're crazy over there.
I'm gonna
And
get a
I'm
Premier
excited
League
to
hat that has all
experience
the
it in
teams
March.
on it.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
I'm going to. I'm just a fan of football.
Blake, I have your new team. I know that you used to be a big Wigan fan back in the day, but
I'm a
they
West Ham guy now.
He's a West Ham.
no
West Ham, baby.
Brighton is your team. Brighton should be your team. They do everything right. They're amazing.
What was the team that, or Brentford is the team that hadn't been in the Premier League for so long? I thought about
Yeah.
switching to Brentford, but West Ham is fighting for our lives right now in the relegation zone. So I am on board with them.
Hey, they had a big win this
West Ham,
weekend. That was
baby.
good. All right,
I'm on
Shay,
board.
I'm a big Tottenham Spur guy.
you can just go straight to somewhere that it would be nice and warm because they suck.
The hell. That's what he wanted to say. The hell.
All right. Shane brought up the gambling. It wasn't the best weekend of gambling for the boys.
That was a good weekend.
It was fine. It was fine.
I went 2-1. Come on.
Nope, you went 1 and 2, but nice
Oh,
try.
I went 1 and 2.
Yep.
Shoot. Crud.
But
Hell,
nice try.
I was ready to get on my high horse. I went over 50%. I was real fired up.
Go ahead and get off that horse now. Simmer down.
I'm on week 2 now of tweeting out my picks and then going 50, like 500, and it just drove me crazy. I gotta stop tweeting it. If I guarantee you, if I don't tweet out my picks this week, then I'm gonna hit them all, and it's just gonna be
The
frustrating.
gambling gods are doing it to you, Austin.
Mm-hmm. We'll talk more about some picks later in the show. But before we get into any more sports things, we have the biggest topic of the day, our pop culture segment. We got to bring up follow-up from last week. We talked about our girl Taylor Swift. And this
I can't
week,
believe we do this for one view.
the Swifties have gone crazy, and they've read through everything that Taylor has ever written in a song or talked about in an interview or posted on social media, and they have decided that Taylor Swift is gay or bi. They can't
Is
decide.
she gay or a lesbian? Is those two different things?
I don't think it's true. I don't think it's true. I met her once at her
You met
concert.
Taylor Swift, and I didn't know
Yes,
that.
bro.
That's pretty awesome.
Actually, Allie can back up this story when she hops on here and with her damn cowbell.
I did not believe you. I didn't know that. That's impressive.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Allie and I went to a concert. Allie was, I don't know. We were maybe juniors, sophomores in high school, and we went like 4.5 hours early because Allie was like, she comes out and talks to people if you go stand next to her trailer. So we went and stood there. I got to meet her. I actually proposed to her. She didn't tell me no. So there's that.
That's your thing. That's why you don't think Taylor Swift is gay. It's because
Yeah,
she didn't
I
say
was
no to
wondering
your
where this
proposal.
story was going.
I think she just like she saw me and she was like, yeah.
She just wasn't giving like gay vibes or what?
No, it wasn't giving me gay vibes.
Now,
No.
hey, they did. Their theory is that she also might be bi. So that could be another reason.
Buy that.
Ha ha.
Hey, this ties into, well, it really doesn't, but whatever. Have y'all seen the new emoji that you can have a pregnant man emoji? I'm really trying to
Yes.
update my phone to get that emoji.
That's
I'm
the food
fired up
baby
for that
emoji.
one. I'm using that.
That's a food baby emoji for sure.
No.
That's
It's a pregnant.
that's DK Metcalf getting freaking carted to the locker room so he could take a dump.
It's
This Sunday.
hilarious. What a move. What a move. What did he tell the cart guy? He was like, dude, I got to take a dump, but I can't walk.
No. That's 100% that he had already pooped his white pants and he was afraid to let the cameras see it, right? That had to be.
He went up to the car guy and said, "Hey, bro, I done took a boo-boo in my white pants. Can we get
Like,
out of here?"
I think he had a little bit too wet of a fart and he was like, hey, I gotta go change. I can't be on national TV with this.
The tweet,
I've done
though,
that.
the clinch wouldn't make it. That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
that's funny.
That's
It's great.
fantastic.
All right. That's our pop culture segment of the week. Let's get into the
Wait,
football.
wait.
What?
I
What?
gave my my take on it. She might be bi, but I don't think she's just straight lesbian. Anyone else? No one else has an opinion here.
No.
I'm not walking
No.
into
Yeah.
those waters.
I
Hey,
like my time on the
This
internet
man
too
brought
much to
up
give
a
it up
pregnant
now.
man emoji, and he's not walking into waters naming her bi or
Oh,
gay.
Oh, he's
hey.
being inclusive. He's trying to use it.
yeah, I'll give my teacher
I just
answer.
want my phone updated so I can shoot out the pregnant man emoji every once in a while and say, "Look, I'm expecting."
I don't know, Taylor. I don't care about her sexuality. As long as she keeps hitting bangers out there, I will keep listening to her music.
Yeah.
That's where I go with that.
Keep hitting bangers.
Yeah.
22.
Yeah. I will
You're
say
years
quit-
behind, Jonathan. You're years
quit
behind.
recording the old albums, Taylor, and start recording new stuff. All right, let's talk football.
She's coming out with one in like 2 weeks.
I mean, but she's also
He's
she's
ready
not
to go.
playing the
He's gonna
Super Bowl halftime show because of this.
You better believe
Blake's
I'll be
gonna
up at
have to listen
halftime
to
ready to
that
listen
shit
to
on repeat
Oh,
for
yeah.
a
Oh, for sure.
for a couple months.
At least, if I'm lucky.
So
Lucky.
the biggest news story from the weekend, I guess it technically wasn't the weekend, but we record these on Tuesdays and it happened on Thursday. Tua had the grossest fingers I think I've seen. It blew me away that his fingers could even do that. Throwing up some real gang signs he was.
Can we joke about that? Is that a jokeable task? Or
I don't know. I did
He's
it.
okay. He was sitting with Mike McDaniel on the plane ride home. He's good.
Mike McDaniel is a stooge.
No,
Hey, they
I
would not-
disagree.
They would not let
disagree.
Tua fly home if he was not okay, right? Can we at least, as much malpractice as there might have been in this whole situation?
I mean, we would say he probably wasn't.
I just swallowed him.
Sorry for all of our Spotify listeners. Shane sits outside on his patio to record this, and a bug just flew straight into his mouth mid.
and we need
Oh,
that time stamped and put into the show notes.
It's somewhere around 13 minutes ish, I think. But
That's fantastic.
I mean,
I
we would say
disagree
that
with
they weren't going to
Austin
let him play
thoroughly on
football,
this.
and they did. Why?
I think that he's a football coach.
Yeah, and he's doing whatever he
Agreed.
can to win. He doesn't care about his player
No,
safety.
but the doctors are the ones that screwed up.
I don't think
They're paid to make medical decisions, and they were fired.
I agree. They were
Rightfully
fired.
so. But if the
Yesterday?
doctor's not saying anything concerning and Tua's not saying anything concerning, what is Mike McDaniel supposed to do?
Dude, I
Question.
find no way possible that Tua on that sideline.
you know it can.
He's gone. His internet's gone.
Uh-oh.
His internet's
Ruh-roh.
gone.
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
Yeah,
There
we
go.
hear you.
Yeah,
All right.
sorry. I was saying I find that
this
there's
was
no
our
way,
segment by Austin Williamson and crappy Wi-Fi.
I feel like there's no way that he was on that sideline on Thursday. Sorry, not Thursday, on the Sunday beforehand. Like when he came off the field after he collapsed, I feel like there's no way that he could answer the protocol questions like who's the president and all those things. But like if Mike McDaniel went over there and had an intense like, hey, this is what we're trying to do with our offense and talking scheme, there's no way. He was so out of it.
But apparently he didn't even go through the protocol. The doctor said that his injury was like consistent with a lower back injury.
Okay.
So he never even went through the protocol.
Here's my thing. The doctor only got fired because he went like this on national television.
Oh, for sure. For
Literally
sure.
spazzed out. If
Yeah,
the
that-
doctor that stabbed Taylor in the freaking
Lung.
lung still has a job, then that doctor should have a job. Like,
No, he
it-
should
Well,
not.
no, no, no,
comes
no.
down to it-
That was
That's-
arguably that was
Bro,
way worse.
You're
Also, the
telling me-
Chargers are the
you're
worst run
telling me the
organization in
league
sports.
does- No, the league doesn't truly care about this situation.
But that's a team. That's a team
Yeah.
doctor.
The
yeah, we can all
Independent
agree
guy.
on
Truly
that.
care. The team doesn't care. He's a star quarterback. He's paid
But it's
to
not
play
the
football.
team.
Play
It's not the team making a
football.
decision.
Hold on,
It is an
Jonathan.
independent neurologist.
You're talking
Okay,
about
and
different
you-
things.
And you
The
don't
Chargers
think these
doctor is
guys
the
are
team doctor.
incentive? You don't think these guys are told like, hey, calm down on some of this shit for these star players?
Oh
No,
no,
baloney. The NFL is getting sued out the wazoo
Yeah.
right now because they didn't pay attention to it.
There's literally different
Baloney.
league, but the untold documentary about the ref gambling in the NBA.
That was 20 years ago.
And he literally came out and said the league tells you these players are not touched. These players do that. Like,
We're talking about
You're
head injuries
telling
from an
me that these
independent
guys don't get told.
neurologist.
you're telling me these guys don't get told to chill out on players
No.
that make that much money?
no,
No.
The one reason I don't think that would happen is because the independent neurologist, this guy went through a lot of school. He's probably a very egotistical human being.
I would
He
agree.
wants to be right because he has to be right. That is
They
his
love-
job is to
yeah.
be right.
Well,
Also-
he sure as hell wasn't right, and there were plenty of fans that said that Tua shouldn't have been playing on Thursday.
Now, I
So
will say,
why can I diagnose it from my fucking couch, but he can't diagnose it from the field?
I will say it is entirely possible that he did not have a concussion in game one, and just the
It
way that
is.
he got hit the second one. Now I said it's possible. It's highly
dude-
improbable because he got hit in the exact same spot, and like very rarely. Who was the quarterback for the Texans that just got? He was the last person whose hands did the thing.
It was
I don't remember.
David
some
Carr.
backup. No, it was a backup
no.
quarterback.
Davis Hart's not a
Not Brock
quarterback.
Osweiler.
No, I just saw the video of it last week. I cannot remember who it was.
I will say the
Tom
text that
Savage.
Austin was it Tom Savage.
Tom Savage.
The text Austin sent in after that. Welcome to was it Austin? Welcome to flag football or something like that. I gotta get.
Oh, it looked. That was a horrible look for the league, no doubt.
I mean,
my bigger
was bad.
question. My bigger question is not that why it's the doctors cleared to a whatever yada yada. If they're under investigation for a potential head injury and what led up to it, why the heck was Tua playing?
Because
Tua
Mike
should never
Yeah.
play
Because
based on
he
that.
is a
makes a lot
stooge.
of money. He's a star player.
But if you're under investigation, the investigation either needs to happen like this, or you don't play if you're under investigation for head injury.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
and like
it was.
you're not.
But
If
if you-
Tua wants to play, he's gonna play.
I don't agree with that.
I agree.
Players, I will say
I
this:
agree with
players
that.
will always say that they can play, unless
Yes.
like they physically cannot. If they have a
But
chance,
it's not the
players will
teams
all-
manipulating that.
No, I'm not
But the
saying that. That's
NFL
the thing
has-
that's the thing that's grown into athletes since they were young, right? The whole
Yeah.
"are you hurt or are you
Or
injured?"
injured.
is
Injured.
instilled like
Different.
when you're 6 years old playing Pop Warner football. But
But dude, like
it's McDaniel's job to look out for his players, though.
Yes.
Agreed, but
agree.
I don't believe that if he thought Tua was in danger in any way, he would have let him play. If the doctors said he's fine, Tua says he's fine. What is
Yeah,
Mike
what is
McDaniel supposed
McDaniel's-
to do?
Yeah. What
But
is he
here-
supposed to do?
here's the thing. Did Tua walk up? Okay, so last week, right? Not this Thursday, but last week. He gets hit, gets up, shakes his head. I've never seen anyone hurt their back and shake their head.
I've never
That's
seen someone hurt their
McDaniel's not
back.
watching that.
Yeah,
Shakes his head. No. Listen to the whole segment. He shakes his head, then freaking almost collapses on the field, walks off. Did Tua walk over to the doctor and be like, my back?
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
Exactly. So Tua probably led that doctor to believe there's no head injury whatsoever. This is 100% a back injury. So Tua
Exactly.
had himself playing.
But
Yeah,
it's up to the
that's what
doctor to say
athletes do.
you hit your head,
yeah.
and you collapse. Whether it's a back injury or head injury, you're not going
Okay.
back in.
What year
Yeah.
is it? Where are we? What president's president? Like, easy fucking questions.
What president's president? You
They
wouldn't
didn't
pass
do the
this
protocol.
questionnaire.
They didn't do the protocol. That's my whole point. The protocol never
exactly,
happened.
because he walked off the field and said, my back hurt. It's my
Correct.
back.
No, Jonathan.
And the
no,
doctors-
the doctor's job is
My
supposed to look at him like he actually watches him stumble and shake his head, and he's supposed to pause the game and be like, this guy needs to come to concussion protocol. So the
And the
doctor definitely didn't
spotters.
do his job.
The
Yeah,
doctor
for
did do his
sure.
job.
That doctor did not do his job. He's not supposed to ever be like, oh, you got hit in the head. All right, come talk to me. He's supposed to
can't-
just be watching the game and be like, oh,
Yeah.
he's showing any signs of a concussion. I got to come get him in the 10.
You can't put it on the coach
Did
to be
y'all know
watching
this
Tua.
spotter
The
thing?
ball's 20 yards down the field, and then Tua's 20 yards back.
Dude,
Yeah, dude,
no,
Mike
but-
McDaniel's done with Tua. He's done
But
with
when
Tua.
when the play
There's
is over
spotters.
and Tua's walking over and collapses,
Agreed.
Mike McDaniel should see that and be like, "Oh, hey, that's
No,
not good."
I agree.
What if a
That's what
doctor
I'm
tells
saying.
you it could be a lower
I'm
back injury?
literally-
Like, I guess so.
I agree that they should have caught it, but you can't tell me they didn't go through protocol. They didn't pull him to the side and be like, "Hey, man, you got hit in the head pretty hard there. Hey, man, you're shaking your head. You're losing capability of walking." Like,
But I don't think that's Roger Goodell telling them not to put Tua in the protocol. That's the doctor being an idiot.
Now, to your
I'm
other
saying
point,
that
Jonathan,
if the protocol really mattered, then why are all the studies showing that being like an offensive lineman is like going through 15 car wrecks?
oh,
night?
I mean, if the
The protocol doesn't truly fucking matter. It's there because they don't want to
Agreed.
get
Yeah.
sued.
if the
Agreed.
protocol actually mattered, they wouldn't let guys bang their heads together as a celebration, because those are the
Exactly.
hits
Yeah.
that all
Exactly.
studies have shown. It's the small constant hits that cause the CTE, not the big violent hits. Which
Speaking of CT,
the other reason why we talked about
my
this.
dude in Dubai is definitely CTE, baby.
No, we'll get to him in a second. We talked about this weekend.
Who,
The
Joe Biden?
Antonio Brown.
CTE for sure.
Oh.
The
Them
the
bike
referee-
wrecks getting
the
to 'em.
referee epidemic in college and football, just to save face for those big hits, even when they're not helmet to helmet. Look at Juan Thornhill on Mike Evans, where he just plows his shoulder into Mike Evans' chest. As soon as there's a big hit, it's an automatic 15-yard flag just because it looks better.
Yeah,
Because-
that one was
And-
pretty bad.
You just see it. If you watch football for a week, and you'll see it 10 times. It's
Yeah.
just the natural reaction. Anytime there's a bang bang play that's a big hit, the referee's going to throw the flag because it makes the NFL or college football just look better for optics. Like, oh yeah, we're taking player safety into account.
But they're not. They're truly not.
They aren't. They are not.
But
Jonathan, we agree on that part, but it's not a conspiracy by the doctors.
in my
The doctor
opinion,
made a mistake and
dude,
was fired.
I'm telling you, I would put money on the fact that these doctors are told to chill out on some of these star players.
They would get.
put
If-
money on it.
They're not governed by the NFL. I'm sure they're governed by medical societies
Also,
and boards.
If anything, if they were going to be told anything, they're going to be told to let those players play.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, if it was
But
the
Tua
doctors,
is not
this is
one.
my other
Tua is
thing.
not one of those players.
No,
Tua
Tua
is-
is not a superstar.
He is a guaranteed starter for the Miami Dolphins. No one's taking that
He's
man's
not-
job.
He's
No
not
Ryan
Tom
one's
Brady.
Fitzpatrick
close to
took that
taking
job.
man's job.
Ryan
It's not
Fitzpatrick
Tom.
took his
He's
job
not
last
Tom
year.
Brady. He's not
Nope.
Patrick Mahomes.
He took Ryan.
He's not Josh Allen.
Ryan
My
Fitzpatrick
thing is,
won 3 out of 4 games, and they got his job taken by Tua, who went
Tua got
fucking
benched
0-4.
multiple times in the fourth quarter because he couldn't get it done.
correct,
couldn't
and
win.
then he kept getting starts. There ain't
Because
no
he was
Fitzpatrick
drafted in the
back there
first
backing
round.
him up now.
I'm
Because he was
saying,
drafted in
It's
the
his
first round.
team. It's his
I agree.
team now.
I agree with you, but I would not say like Tua is not.
He is their franchise quarterback.
Yes.
100%. He is their franchise quarterback.
Baker Mayfield is Carolina Panthers franchise quarterback. That's
No,
not.
Baker Mayfield's a placeholder.
That's. I mean,
Tell me they're
Ooh.
not drafting a quarterback this year.
no. I mean the Panthers.
Well, they're
I
blowing
don't
their
know.
whole. They're blowing.
No, I don't know.
everything
I
up.
don't know when Baker's contract ends, so I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about all the quarterbacks coming out of the draft this year, but that's neither here nor there.
The Saints are getting one.
But Tua
Middle Tennessee, here we come.
so far this season has played well enough that I mean he should keep his job.
No,
But he's not a
definitely
superstar.
keeping his job.
But if the second half of this season he sucks and he's got Jalen Waddle and Gesicki and Tyreek Hill, like the Miami Dolphins will get rid of him in a heartbeat to get somebody better.
I think he has set himself up to be the starter for the next 5 years.
I'm just saying if the NFL is going to be talking to like the referees about, hey, these are the players that we got to be doing the thing, Tua is way down the list. Like,
no, I understand
he's way down the list.
I understand that, but starting quarterbacks are definitely protected more than other players in the fact of we need them playing. We don't need them sitting on the sideline answering stupid questions.
Yeah, just watch anyone who breathes on Tom Brady.
I'm also 100% the guy that doesn't believe in the whole protect the players in the first place. They get paid a lot of fucking money. Play football or don't play at all. It's a voluntary sport. You don't have to have that job. You can go freaking pick up trash if you want. I don't really care what you do. But
if the NFL really cared about player safety, they would not play with pads and they would not play with a helmet. And the players would be safer.
Have you watched that league? That league's fun.
Yeah, I mean I'm just saying that's what they would do. Or
that 7-on-7 full contact, no pad, no helmet.
If we really tried to do it, they would play flag football. But no one wants to watch that. So
every scientific study would probably show that you're right, Austin, that if you really wanted safety, remove all the pads, because then you ain't gonna lead with your head.
Helmets are the most dangerous part of the game.
Yeah. Because everyone feels like they're safe.
To break up the monotony of Jonathan's crazy conspiracy theory here, just breaking news. My Atlanta Braves are the NL East champs.
Oh, right.
Whatever.
There we go. Everyone cares about baseball.
Guy moved to Atlanta a year ago. He's a fraud. He's a phony. He's not even a Braves fan.
They're playing for that. They're playing for that chunk of metal over there.
Hey, they're not the Braves anymore, bro.
They're the Braves.
We really appreciate all of the baseball listeners that come in and tune into the Football is King podcast. So thank you for that. All right. That's enough Tua things. Let's move it on. The other big game from the weekend was the Bills-Ravens game.
I'm ready for some hot takes on this.
I got so many hot takes about this game, but I will say congrats to the Bills and Josh Allen. He won his first game that was less than 8 points, so good for him. So that's good for Josh Allen. He won a close game. We always like to talk about coaching malpractice. We'll probably talk for about 3 hours about the Texas A&M's coaching malpractices that we got going on. But let's focus on Mr. Harbaugh. And I actually don't know if I'd call it coaching malpractice, but his quarterback malpractice by MVP frontrunner. And he's going to win according to everyone in the United States of America. Lamar Jackson going for it on 4th and 2 and throws an awful pick in the end zone. So he doesn't even have them backed up. I don't mind the call.
I don't mind the call either.
I mind the play call. I don't like the play call for their offense, but I don't mind going for it on 4th and 2. I personally would still kick the field goal. There's 4.5 minutes left in bad weather. Anytime you can get more points, get more points. But I do think that the Bills probably would score a touchdown because they were just dominating the second half.
Yeah, they agreed. And Harbaugh and Marcus Peters meant something went wrong there.
Yeah, but that's the second game in a row, or at least this season. Lamar, second half, does not show up.
Yeah.
He just doesn't show up. He was terrible.
What were they up on the Dolphins? They were up, what, 28 to something on the Dolphins?
I think they were up
something ridiculous.
I think they were up 28-7. I think it was 21
yes.
points. And they were up 20 to
something ridiculous.
They were up 20-3 and they didn't score again.
Yeah.
And he was dominating. He looked amazing. Like his first halves, I'll give it to him. He looks incredible. And then the second half, the defense makes an adjustment or he just tries to make highlight plays. I don't know what it is.
I feel like the Ravens can see with everyone else that's not like just stuck on a Lamar Jackson train that he's never going to win you a Super Bowl. That's why they're not going to pay him.
Yeah.
100%.
They don't have the defense this year to carry him. He has to play clutch to win games. Their defense is terrible.
His arm talent is
I don't get about
terrible.
Go for it, Shane. You're
there.
Never mind. You're gone.
Now
There
you're
you
there.
go. Shane, you're there.
What I don't get about the Ravens is, or any football team is, how do you so bad?
Whew.
How do you
All right, and Shane's gone.
Shane's gone.
forget?
Dude, for me, the whole running first quarterback. If you can't sit in the pocket and throw a good ball, you're never gonna be a.
He can throw a good ball. He just doesn't do it enough is the problem. Like, I mean,
He's not consistent with the ball.
Yeah.
He can't throw the ball.
and
He's too quick to bail.
He's also
He
turning the
doesn't
ball
have
over
arm
way
talent.
too much.
His
Yeah.
arm talent is, I mean, mediocre at best.
Oh, I mean, he has
Him-
one of the ugliest throws I've ever seen. He throws the ball just like Vince Young did.
Yeah.
Like,
Him
it's got a
and
side
Kyler.
release
career
and
went
time.
really well. So
Him and Kyler are like the same quarterback to me, where it's like, yeah, they're fun to watch at times, but they're not going to win you that many games.
Yeah, I mean,
Kyler can throw a ball though. So it's a little
they're
bit
great
different.
to play as on Madden because
Yeah.
I mean, they're the perfect
Yeah.
Madden quarterback. But yeah, the Ravens, I mean, their defense not great, but they've got a decent team. They should definitely win the AFC North. But
Yeah, I mean,
instead,
that should even.
they should be 4-0 and they're 2-2 right now.
Yeah.
Do they even franchise tag Lamar this offseason? Or is this gonna just be a slim cut and be done with it?
No, I mean, he's gonna get paid. He's gonna get paid.
He's not
I
going to get what he
personally
wants.
think he's gonna be out of the league in 4 years. So
Oh, no way. No way.
Yeah. name another quarterback that had his running style that stayed long term.
Michael Vick.
Michael Vick didn't stay long term.
I
Michael
mean,
Vick
He
ended up
went
in
to
prison.
prison and came back.
I mean,
When
Michael
he came
Vick.
back, he wasn't that
How many
great.
seasons did he play? He played over 10 years, did he not?
Michael Vick played over 10 years in the NFL, which Lamar
and
after
he
a
was
long
a
time.
I'm not saying okay. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase it. Lamar Jackson will be a great backup within the next 3 to 4 years. It's going to be fucking fantastic because guess
No.
what?
No.
I think
Lamar will
Throwing
18
never be a
quarterbacks
backup.
win Super Bowls. Throwing quarterbacks win Super
You're
Bowls.
wrong.
Oh, I don't
Give me
disagree
a
with
fucking
you.
guy that can actually throw a goddamn football.
No.
Don't give me
Lamar
this
will
guy
never
that
be
wants
a
to be a
backup.
running back that just wasn't talented enough to be a running back.
Jonathan, we're not disagreeing with you that he's not going to win a Super Bowl. There are so many teams that will have him play as their starting quarterback because they don't care about winning Super Bowls. Look at how many. Jonathan, tell me
The
that the
Houston
Jets.
Texans.
Tell me the Jets care about winning a Super Bowl, or the Texans, or the Panthers,
Everyone cares
or the
about winning a
Saints.
Super Bowl.
No, they don't. Some of them
Everyone's
care
gonna
about just
pay
making
him.
money. Some of them just care about
Somebody's
making
going
money.
to pay him.
Somebody will pay him.
Dude,
The Cincinnati
I'm
Bengals
just saying,
do not care about winning a Super Bowl.
There have been a lot of quarterbacks that have tried his style of play, and they don't have long-term careers as starting quarterbacks.
I agree with
now,
that.
I agree with you there, but I'm just saying, if he stays healthy, he will have a job for so
He's
long.
not that prone to injuries.
Yeah.
His
He's
my
sick a
theory.
lot.
Yeah,
I
but
was
here's
saying
the
his
thing.
biggest
He
problem
doesn't have
is
a
his
good digestive
IBS.
system. Yeah,
Blake,
he doesn't have a
here's
good
the
digestive
thing.
system.
Cam Newton wasn't prone to injuries until people figured out how to hit him in the fucking head.
But Cam
And then
Newton was a bad
1 year
quarterback.
changed that dude's career.
Also,
1 year changed
Cam
his
Newton was a bad
entire
quarterback.
life.
Cam Newton is a very different style of quarterback than Lamar when it comes to running.
Lamar
Cam
doesn't
Newton-
take hits that
Cam
much.
Newton was like, I'm just saying, Cam Newton's style was, I'm going to run
Tight
you
end.
over, and then
Yeah.
that's how
Yeah.
he gets hurt.
Lamar
Lamar does
take
not
hits.
take hits.
And Lamar is significantly smaller than Cam Newton.
But he's not
Yeah.
trying to run people over.
Hey, yeah, but you can't run around everybody forever. Someone
He
will
does it
fucking
all the
tag
time.
you.
He does it
Someone
all the
will
time.
tag you.
He does it all the time.
One
just saying-
hit, I guarantee you, his career completely changes. He keeps running like that.
Yes, he's not going to be elite.
You could say that about anyone.
But he's
Joe
gonna be a
Theismann, I mean, come
starter.
on. Alex Smith, they don't run around one hit into their
No,
careers.
for sure. But yeah, when you talk about protect the quarterback, I mean, shit, Joe Burrow went through sliding practices, for God's sake, trying to learn how to not get hit.
Dude, you know who needs to take sliding practices? Tom Brady. That man sticks his sliding leg to take people's knees out.
Yeah. And he looks like he's going to hurt himself when he does it.
Can we
Every time he
discuss
does it,
the
I'm like,
fact
he
that-
tore an ACL.
Can we
I thought he
discuss
blew
the
his
fact
knee
that
out.
Tom Brady used to be great at the QB sneak, like
He
on the
won't do it
4th and
anymore.
1.
You know how
And
many
they
teams
won't do
don't
it.
QB sneak anymore, and it drives me crazy.
They won't do it. They won't do it.
Tom's worried about his image.
Let's talk about Tom Brady now.
R.I.P. to
Transition
Came out
Brazil.
today or yesterday.
today.
That they hired divorce lawyers. They have not filed for divorce, but they have hired divorce lawyers. Is it Antonio Brown's fault that they have hired divorce lawyers?
No, but the
I
dude is fucked up. Like
I don't get that
dude-
tweet that he put out. I don't get it.
Bro, what do you mean you don't get it? He put out
I-
a picture of another man's wife and said, "What was it? Put it on."
His song. So Antonio Brown, I think, has a song that's "Put That S On," and
it's
so
literally about
that's all
sex.
the dance that like Travis Kelce and all these players do when they score a touchdown is like Antonio Brown's thing,
Bro.
and it's "Put That S On" is
The
what it
man
is.
know
literally
that.
came out and basically
I did not know
said,
it's about
"I'm
sex, though.
going after your wife, bro."
See,
After
so-
the man saved his career, that he ended up ruining himself again for the umpteenth time because the guy's freaking insane, jacking off in a pool in Dubai.
what
The guy
I got
puts
about it,
another man's wife on his Instagram, social media, and basically says, "I'm about it." Like that's
I'm gonna
messed up.
I'm putting my detective cap on. Antonio Brown tweeted that out Sunday, right?
I think
Yeah,
it was Sunday.
2
Yeah.
days
Before-
ago. Yeah, 2 nights ago.
Before it became public that they hired divorce
Right.
lawyers. So either A, Antonio Brown is still talking to Tom Brady and they're talking about their personal lives, or B, Antonio Brown is talking to Gisele.
It's not
And
big.
he knew, and he put it out there, and he's like, "I'm already talking to her, bro. Like, let's." So I'm going
it's-
full on. It's Antonio Brown's fault. Giselle's
It's-
gonna leave Tom Brady for Antonio Brown.
No, they've came out,
Oh.
but both parties have came out and said there's no infidelity. There's
No,
no,
no, no.
problems.
There's no
with that.
infidelity.
Is he
Once they
upstairs?
get divorced, then she'll go to Antonio
Is he
Brown. and It's
upstairs?
over. She's probably already in Dubai with him this weekend
No, dude,
at
they
some
have
modeling
kids.
shoot.
Antonio, like
I bet she's
that
upstairs.
woman is not gonna leave
I didn't
Tom
close the
Brady
gate.
moment of like the
probably
picture
hiding up there.
perfect, like stability husband to Antonio Brown who can't stay out of trouble for 30 seconds.
Damn.
All right, I'm gonna
You
mute
say,
you.
dude, he's yelling.
His talk ran away.
Trying to record a podcast and this guy's yelling at people.
Shoot, Shane, you made me forget what I was about to say. All right, whatever. It wasn't
It's
that
not
good
important.
Antonio
podcast.
Brown, dude.
Oh, do we feel bad for Tom Brady that he got this plastic surgery during the off season? I think he's doing it to try to keep Gisele, and it didn't work. He changed his body for her, and she's still leaving him. That's
She's
terrible.
body shaming him. Let's
Poor
Who
roll
Tom-
that.
pays
poor
child
Tom
support to
Brady.
who? Who pays child support to who?
Well, she's worth about $200 more million than he is. So I would say the other way around.
So does she have to split it with him?
No, I don't. I bet they have prenups out the ass.
I was to
dude.
say, I bet they don't have to do child support.
No, I bet they just walk
Also,
away. Clean
I
slate.
bet Tom Brady is fighting to not have custody.
No, he's married to the game, baby.
Yeah,
it's all
he's
about
married-
football. He's married to the game.
Well, he can't take care of the kids. As soon as he retires from football, he's going to be broadcasting. He's going to be traveling every week.
Do you really think those kids like are raised by them, or
I don't
do you
think they know
they
his
have a
first
lot
name.
of live-in maids and nannies, and they go to boarding schools probably?
Hey,
I,
I think that I believe in love and it's all gonna work out and they're gonna rekindle their relationship.
dude, good for you, Shane. Good for you.
Good optimistic view right there.
I like
That's
that.
true.
I
Maybe
bet,
they'll get
I
into
bet,
counseling.
I bet she's dating a soccer player by the end of the year.
No, I'm going young model.
Dude,
Yeah.
I just
Young
really think like
20-something
young,
model.
I
Justin
really think
Bieber.
like 22-year-old young European soccer player seems like her style. And then he has like some like 19-year-old supermodel.
That's young, Jonathan. 19 wins
I-
a little. That was pretty young.
No,
He's 45.
I'm telling you right now, Tom Brady's about to pull a Michael Jordan, marry a girl like less than half his age, and have babies with her next.
I'm gonna say Gisele does not marry another sports player. That's my thing.
Probably not. She's not really down with the games.
That's a good point. Good point.
All right. That's also, look at that, more pop culture things. Other NFL things of note from this past weekend before we talk about our specific teams. Seahawks and Lions had a scoregami and had the 5th highest scoring game of all time. So that was pretty crazy. That game was terrible though. Both their defenses are the worst things on earth. But
Scoregami is actually crazy to me.
I mean,
It's been
not
hundreds of games played.
but not very many games get into the 90s when it comes to combined
Oh,
points.
yeah,
So,
agreed, but still.
yeah. I mean, were the Seahawks right to trade Russell Wilson and keep Geno?
Geno's cooking, boys.
Apparently so.
I mean,
Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson. I think the entire Seahawks locker room hated Russell Wilson, but Pete
Yeah.
Carroll especially hated Russell Wilson. That's why he was so heavy on the run. Now that it's Geno, he's like, we are airing this sucker out to prove Russell Wilson wrong.
also,
You didn't hate him enough to hand the ball off to Marshawn Lynch in the end zone.
Well, that might have been Russ's. That might have been Russ.
Nah,
oh
bro.
yeah, he might have audibled out.
But on bold.
I was looking.
Pete Carroll didn't want Marshawn Lynch walking up to MVP and Super Bowl MVP award saying, "I'm just here so I don't get fined. I'm just here so I don't get fined."
So I was looking at it. Currently, first of all, the craziest stat that's going on in the NFL is the number 1 offenses in the NFL is Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions. Mind blowing.
Awesome.
I love
Dan
him.
Campbell.
Yeah, they're fun to watch. But the Seahawks have a top 10 offense currently. And I think
Geno has the least amount of incompletions, I'm pretty sure, in the league. He had like 2 incompletions in that game or 3
Yeah.
or something.
when it
Dude, he's
comes
killing
to
it.
when it comes to like yards per rush and passes or yards per pass, I think the Seahawks are in the top 5 in both categories on offense. Their offense is extremely effective, except for that one game that they were terrible. But
The first game of the year against Russ, they were terrible.
no, that was the day Geno started so hot. He started,
started
out
hot,
12
but they
for
didn't-
12.
They didn't score a whole lot though, did they?
No,
No.
so they're not the best at scoring points, but they're really good per play. They just don't score, except for this
Geno's
past
cooking.
weekend. Geno's cooking. The other crazy stat that I came across this week is the opposite, and it is that Matt Rule and the Carolina Panthers are 1-26 in their last 27 games when the opposing team scores 17 points. So
We're
we
bad.
know the magic number it takes to beat the Carolina Panthers, and it's
That's
17.
pathetic.
That's
That's
real
pathetic.
bad.
Matt
It
Rule is
shows-
just waiting for a college job.
Yeah.
Nebraska.
It shows their defense has been pretty good over the past couple of years that like they can do that. That, they win games, but they only win games where the opposing team scores less than 17. So
Baker is dead. Matt Rule is dead. That team, that franchise is dead.
I think Baker this year is averaging 6 passes deflected at the line of scrimmage per game because he's
Which is bizarre. That's never been a problem for him.
has it, or have we just not paid attention to it?
Maybe so, but I didn't think it had ever been really a problem. And all of a sudden, he can't get it over the line of scrimmage.
I don't know if with his shoulder injury last year, if he has a different throwing motion and maybe his release is a little lower.
Just a bizarre
I don't
thing.
I don't analyze those things, but the Panthers were predicted to be the worst team in the NFL, and I think they are the worst team in the NFL.
Yeah, I would agree.
take
I was
I
just
would take
thinking
the Texans over
today.
them.
I was thinking today. I was like, "There's not that many teams in the league this year where you're like, dang, they just outright stink." But then I was like, the Texans and the Panthers are
Yeah.
just not good.
Saints.
But the Saints could run out and win a game if they had to. The Panthers, I don't think are
Sorry.
capable.
There's
Remy was chasing his thumb.
Jameis is so inconsistent that we don't know if they're going to be good or bad that week.
that's why if I'm the Saints, I just play Andy Dalton because you know what you're gonna get.
I'm in on Andy Dalton.
Like, I think the Saints get to 6 wins. I don't think that the Panthers or the Texans get above 4.
Yeah,
But
I don't see that happening either.
what's the point in getting 6 wins at this point? You're not gonna win nothing.
Yeah, but coaches and players are competitive. They're not going to just
Yeah.
give games away. Like fans, when it gets like that for fans, they're like, just lose every game, we'll get a draft pick. But players are playing for their salaries, and
Yeah,
coaches are coaching for their
Also,
lives.
the Dolphins just got penalized for tanking. The Saints the Saints are on the NFL's bad list after
oh yeah,
well,
Bounty Gate.
Bounty Gate. Yeah. So like the Saints are going to play it by the book. They're going to try to win every game that they can.
Personally, I'm a big fan of the Bounty Gate. I think every team should do that.
Jonathan woke up this morning and chose violence.
Yeah, let's just ignore that
No,
comment.
Austin. I was born and chose violence. I've lived this life my entire life.
Jonathan, I
I'm gonna put a
appreciate
bounty
it.
on it. I'm gonna put a bounty on his head.
This has been
Yeah.
the hottest take
Bring it on.
episode we've had. So the views are going to go off the charts. This is our Go Viral podcast because Jonathan has just said so many terrible things today.
Good job.
Okay.
Blake's coming for you.
Before we get into our teams, last thing, we only have one team left that's undefeated, the Philadelphia Eagles. They
Yeah,
look
they're good.
They look
They're
good.
good.
They look good.
Austin,
They look
Austin,
good.
how did you predict this? Because when you made this prediction week 1 of the podcast, I thought you were batshit crazy.
I
But,
go through
it
every
is-
team's schedule. Have you looked at the Philadelphia Eagles schedule?
What am I, chopped
No.
liver? I said they were going to be good. AJ Brown.
Oh,
Freaking
Austin was-
I was a skeptic. I was a major skeptic. They look
Austin
good.
was high on him.
Their defensive line is so good. It is
they're
just
good.
dominating. How many fumbles did Trevor Lawrence have? 4? 5?
4. And he
had
lost
5
all
total
4.
turnover. Yeah, he lost all. I
He
mean,
lost 4.
them and the Cowboys' defensive lines are 2 D lines I would not want to play if I'm any team in the
Fields.
NFL.
Fields has legit taken another step. I was a skeptic of not Fields.
You mean Hurts?
Hurts.
I was like,
Hurts.
They're
I
the
was
same
like,
guy to me.
I was like,
Fields
Fields is not taking
Justin
any
Fields
steps.
has taken 30 steps backwards.
Yeah, Hurts has taken a step forward, and I was a skeptic, but he legit looks like a good quarterback.
So I love my boy Big Cat. He's hoping that Justin Fields sets the new record for the
I heard that
the
is-
lowest completions completed in a season by a starter. That like
What was it, like
starts every game.
40?
It's
It was like 40
162.
something.
It's 162
162?
is the
We're-
lowest amount of
we're-
completions.
We're like
Fields
a
is on
quarter
track
of the
like
way through the season.
142.
Like that's
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah,
He's on track for 140 something.
I mean
Oh,
he gets like less than 10 completions a game. It's crazy.
He had 11, didn't he? I think he had 11 in the game this week.
Yeah, and it like doubled his numbers for the year.
Yeah.
That's
So yeah,
fantastic.
the Eagles look good. The only there's 3 games on their schedule that I think that they could/should lose, and I don't even know about that because it depends. They play the Cowboys twice, which I assume I'm going to say they win the game in Philadelphia and they lose the game in Dallas.
As long as Cooper Rush is there, they may
He'll
lose
be
both.
dicing them
That's
up.
true.
Dicing them up.
And
I completely am lying. I do not.
The only
believe-
thing I'll say is, don't they play the Cowboys the third to last and last game of the season?
no, they play the Cowboys week 6.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like the third to last and the last game of the season.
Oh, that's
I do
coming
think
up.
they play the Cowboys on the last game of the season though. And
So
then they play.
they'll have it all clinched up by then, so they may
Yeah.
not play nobody.
Yeah, but if you already have the 1 seed, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then they play the Packers, which I don't really think the Packers are good,
I don't either.
but
But they can beat you.
Aaron Rodgers any given Sunday.
I was gonna
So-
say
yeah.
you got Aaron Rodgers. That's the only thing they got going for them is they got Aaron Rodgers.
So while we're on that topic of the Eagles, let's talk about the MVP of the NFL. Is it Jalen Hurts right now?
Right now,
I'll-
yeah.
I like Jalen.
I would
You're
say
You're undefeated.
Yeah, but they're not undefeated because of Jalen Hurts.
No, not at all, because their defense is good, but
Their defense is incredible.
we've
AJ
already
Brown
talked
makes
about
the difference.
this. The MVP is a quarterback award. So
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's the quarterback of the team that's undefeated.
I
Josh,
Or the
still-
best
by the
team.
end of the year, I would not be shocked to see Josh Allen get it.
I mean, Josh Allen, in my personal opinion, is probably the most valuable player for his team.
Hurts
Well, I
has
think
looked good, but I honestly think that with Hurts' defense, It's a lot less pressure. Now they went down 14-0 this week pretty quickly. They didn't score the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Until the
I
end.
mean, their defense is ridiculous.
I think he's playing himself at least into the conversation.
He's definitely in
for
the
sure.
conversation. I mean,
I think it's him or Josh Allen.
I could throw so many players in the conversation. You could throw Lamar Jackson in the conversation. His numbers are ridiculous,
Yeah.
but he's 2-2 but people don't look at that. The people who vote on MVP just look at statistics, and that's all they're going to say is, oh my gosh, Lamar ran for a bunch of touchdowns and threw a bunch of touchdowns.
Because it's a bunch of
But
losers.
He also didn't score in second half of games and lost a bunch of games. He blew multiple 20-point leads.
After last night's game, Deebo Samuel's in the conversation for MVP.
No.
I mean, yes. I mean,
he had 3
overreaction.
Deebo Samuel has had 3 games where he has done nothing.
Shane, I love it, dude. You keep going, baby.
It's overreaction. I mean, after last night, I was like, golly, this dude's the best receiver in the league.
I mean,
that run he had was electric, but man, that was some bad tackling.
Or if you're talking about like fun to watch players as well, we're gonna get them in here in a little bit. I'm gonna keep them in the waiting room for a second. I mean, you gotta throw Patrick Mahomes in there, the game on Sunday.
I can't take my eyes off of Mahomes when he's
when you catch Mahomes on a game like that. I mean, it's just fun to watch. That's all I
That was
say.
unbelievable.
Mahomes is going downhill.
And then the sideways, like, it's playground stuff, and it's just so fun to watch.
Oh, it's going downhill.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Austin, but his wife and his brother made it back in the headlines this week, so it's all
what'd they do
downhill.
this time?
I didn't read I just read the headline. I didn't even take the clickbait. I saw him back in the headlines. I said, oh, it's over for the Chiefs. Here we go.
If I'm ever in a situation where she sprays champagne on me, I'm going to end it all. If I see her face with a champagne bottle, that is enough to do me in for life.
Violence!
You can't crooked her face any more than it already is. So
I saw a meme today that said Pat Mahomes should take another lesson from Tom Brady and divorce his wife.
All right. Well, we are actually going to take our first ad break here. And when we come back on the other side of the break, we have a special surprise for all of our listeners and viewers. Once again, if you are still listening / watching this podcast, we are on Spotify and YouTube now at Football is King podcast for both of those. So we'll be right back after this break. All right. Today's Football is King podcast is brought to you by cowbells. Do you want to feel like you have a car battery clipped to your nipples? Then listen to the Mississippi State cowbells. And that brings us to our perfect transition. Welcome back. We have guests on the pod for the first time ever. Our in-family Mississippi State fans who get to come here and gloat in our face. We have Allison and Roger joining us.
I don't know if you could hear the fight song. I had it going in the background.
Thank God we couldn't.
We can hear it a little bit.
Roger, I do got one question before we start y'all's gloat fest. And Allie, do y'all really enjoy when you were in college going to football games? Because that is the most miserable experience I could ever imagine.
No, all right.
Roger didn't go. I went.
Oh, that's worse.
Time of my life.
Some people have to work hard in life. You know what I mean? So, on game days. So I will say this though, it's too many drunk frat boys for me. So I'm more of a Mississippi State baseball atmosphere type guy.
I will say, Allison came and visited us in Texas and College Station, and some of the accents on her friends that came and joined us were, it was a rough weekend.
Allie, what's it called? Coach Trash? Coach Trash?
That's Roger.
Hey, I like to have a good time.
Was they screwing their cousins over there at Mississippi State?
That's Alabama.
I think that's at Auburn or maybe Alabama.
Hey, the way Auburn's playing football right now, I would not doubt it if they were having some inbreeding. Yeah.
I'm enjoying this conversation, but I don't want to detract from the reason we're here, and that's that State just absolutely embarrassed Texas A&M. I don't know if you guys did. You guys catch the game? I think what was the final score? 42.
As far as I knew, Texas A&M didn't have a football team.
Oh, okay, that is how it appeared.
We're a basketball school, Roger.
Baseball and basketball.
We have a good baseball program.
Track
We're
is
pretty good at golf right
excellent.
Oh,
Our
but
Quidditch
baseball-
team was doing real well last I checked.
Who's like a national championship baseball? Mississippi State.
Well, we didn't win that one time.
So-
We got.
Their only national championship.
Yeah, that is true. No, we won. We actually won a few national championships in frisbee golf. That's not even.
Okay.
I'm like 100. That is like a real thing. We won
Hey.
like a frisbee golf championship.
Quidditch. What about
we have
We call that
Quidditch?
disc golf. We call that
we
disc
have-
golf.
We have indoor track on lock. Our indoor
Yeah.
track team is incredible.
I don't think state has an indoor track. We have a lot
we
of
have
people that have
outdoor
won like championships in their little.
Yeah, I don't think any school in Mississippi can afford to build an inside track. So
Well, I think you have to have AC, and we just got electricity like 2 years ago. So
Yeah, that makes
What
sense.
They should have a good track team as much as they run from the law in Mississippi. They should be scooting, you know what I mean?
They do have a good track team.
we do actually have a really good track team.
Just not indoor track, it's outdoor track.
well, that
is there a
makes
difference?
sense. They have to run outside to get away from the law. So
I just wanted to set the stage for the game on Saturday. So
Okay.
yeah,
Let's
We
do
got
it.
10 years.
I have some fun facts for you
Oh,
guys.
we would love to hear it.
Going back 10 years.
All right, so
think-
this is last 10 years. So out of the last 10 games between Mississippi State and A&M, Mississippi State has gone 6-4.
Ooh.
Um, just to be fair, our 2018 win was negated because we had a few issues here and there.
but we still won.
We had some rule violations and lost a few of our wins there.
But we still win. So that's
I
6-4 still.
I think some people cheated on the ACT. I don't really remember, but it
If
just
you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, Roger.
Hey, and let me tell you,
Amen.
College Board will find you if you cheat, and they will hunt you down, and they will murder your entire family. College Board is evil.
man.
But it's 6-4, but it's also every time y'all are ranked and we're not, we beat you guys. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we should
maybe
stop
Well,
doing
not
that.
wait.
I know we're ranked.
Wait, not 2013.
When Johnny was that when Johnny?
Yeah.
Manziel-
Oh, 2012. Actually, are we forgetting
Yeah.
the year 2012?
2012.
2012.
Yeah. Hey,
10 years
Allison,
ago.
you don't have to worry about us being ranked anymore. Like it's that's over.
We'll never be ranked again in the history of our program, probably.
After next week, we probably won't be either. So it's whatever.
After Alabama scores 238 points on us this weekend,
238.
238
And
points.
our offense is so bad, we might actually score 30 of them for them.
Yep.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
also y'all, we wrote down how you had 4 turnovers in the game and what, 3 of them were in the red zone?
3 turnovers in the red zone.
Yeah.
That's
And
And the
not-
other one, was a block kick for a
A
touchdown.
block kick
yeah,
for
you're
a
not
touchdown, so that
gonna
didn't
win
look too
games.
good.
You're not gonna win games like that, boys. We gotta.
No.
No.
Can we talk about another egregious stat that it was probably for the first 3 quarters, we didn't have one penalty for no yards and we're losing by 21 points? That's
And
terrible.
we had a ton of penalties.
We had. That was outrageous. We had I think 138 yards worth of penalties, and you guys had like 24 yards or something.
Undisciplined team, and we still lost. It's just terrible.
Yeah.
Um,
our team is-
Have you seen Jimbo's son? Why do you think we're undisciplined?
Also, your boy Will Rogers was trying to throw us the ball
No
for the
comment.
entire first quarter.
And we couldn't catch it.
catch it.
He tried, man. He tried to help you out.
He was trying to give y'all some.
And you know what? We appreciate the friendly the atmosphere that y'all were giving. Like he's like, all right, I know that they need a little handicap, so let me throw them the ball.
Yeah.
So-
We
It
still
was
couldn't
actually
catch it.
really sad because, like, at the end of the first quarter, I had hope because I was like, "Oh, we held Mississippi State to 0 points in a quarter. All right, we're killing the pirate here. They're not moving the ball well." Nope. That ended very quickly after that first quarter.
Yeah, he's probably one of the there's not that many like real true pocket passers left in college football. I feel like everybody just runs. I mean, I guess there are, but there's not many of them. He's a good pocket passer, but if the offensive line breaks down, he's just not going to play well under pressure, I feel.
Well, good thing we play 3 down linemen every single play because that was
You don't
never
have to
going
worry
to happen.
about it.
It's very disappointing that we heavily recruited Will Rogers and didn't end up getting.
Well, he's
Hey,
from Jackson, isn't he?
He played
Yeah,
at
I thought he
yeah,
was from-
Pearl.
yeah.
He played at the same.
I'm going to Jackson.
I'm going.
Jackson's not a place. Jackson's not a place you want to go.
Definitely not a place Shane wants to go.
I have a few
No.
more fun facts.
Okay,
here.
here we go.
Why's that,
continue.
Allie?
We can't wait.
Why is that,
Thanks.
Alex?
Let it go, Jonathan.
So the first matchup. This is just for the viewers. Just, the first matchup between State and Texas A&M was November of Thanksgiving Day in 1912.
1937.
No,
Ooh.
1912.
Reading really hard for y'all there in Mississippi.
We don't read
Is that
too
a problem?
No, it was
But they got all
1912.
their teeth though.
But then we didn't play from 1937 to 2000. And then in 2000, the first time we played in like almost 63 years or whatever it is, that was the Snow Bowl.
And we won.
Oh,
Yeah, we don't count that. That's the weather. I mean,
That was
come
the
on.
Super Bowl.
Mississippi doesn't know how to play.
I'm a big fan of Kurt Warner, who believes that every football game should be played in the dome. I don't count that game.
But the dome has to be closed. None of these open roof domes.
I'm a Raider fan. After 2001, I definitely want to play in the dome every game.
Hey, I'm a Saints
No
fan,
snow.
man. The Saints are about the only true dome. That's the only dome left, really. The only real dome left in sports.
hey, let's sidetrack, Roger. We've always had this one thing in common, but let's be honest, our Saints suck.
Yeah,
Pretty
they,
bad.
they don't look good at all.
I really think they got to take Jameis Winston out. He's just not. He can't.
He's so
They
fun
gotta take
watch, though.
Jameis Winston out. I'd rather play freaking Johnny Knoxville in the Ringer as my quarterback than Jameis Winston.
Dude, damn. I mean, the part of me wants to like him because it's like the underdog. You want to see him make a comeback, but it's just not happening.
You want to eat a couple of these?
Our offensive.
I want a 40 for 40.
Actually, one of my fantasy football team, that's my logo, and the team name is Eat a W.
There you go.
I won the championship last year, and I'm in first place right now. So who knows? That's the one league I'm undefeated in again. So
Is Jameis Winston your quarterback, Roger?
hell no.
No, he said he was
That's
undefeated.
No,
That's
he's a
all we
free
need to
agent.
know.
He's a
No, he said he
actually,
was undefeated. There's no way that was possible.
I think that's the league where I have Josh Allen and Stephon. Yeah, I have Josh Allen and Diggs stacked in that league, so that's why I'm undefeated. It's like 80 points a week.
Yeah, that's not a bad combination.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Andy Dalton might be he's maybe a short-term solution, but I think our offensive line sucks this year too, which isn't really doing us any favors, but we got to draft a quarterback.
I feel like y'all should be Bears fans now. Yeah, Justin Fields is there. You guys moved to Chicago. Yeah. I mean,
But
That's
hey, as soon as they
the
move to Chicago, the Bears
Yeah,
are moving out.
the
of
Bears
Chicago.
are moving out of Chicago, so they
They're
should.
moving close.
They're moving actually closer to us.
Oh, there you go. Now, once
y'all
they
live in
move,
the
you can be
Richmond?
Bears fans.
you should absolutely be Bears fans.
Roger says we need to go buy a house by the new stadium before they build it so we can get some money.
Yeah, Arlington.
Yeah.
Terrible idea.
No, it's not.
It's Chicago. Anywhere you put a stadium turns to shit.
No.
No, not out there.
Ah,
Yeah, not
back.
not-
Where are they
not
building it?
Arlington.
Arlington.
Arlington Heights.
There's an old
West
the old racetrack, the horse racing track. It was like a really nice track. I don't know why they closed it down, but there's basically just a big ass plot of land that they're talking about building on. There's already like a train stop right there and everything. So
It's gonna be like the Star in Dallas. It's gonna be all kinds of stuff out there.
That's what we've talked about this in previous episodes of the podcast. If you want to listen to us on Spotify or YouTube, please like and subscribe.
Coors
Please
Light,
like,
please
subscribe, and
sponsor
follow
us
and
because
share.
right now we're buying our own beer.
That is the
Hey,
that is the new
whenever-
strategy. Move out to the
Whenever
burbs.
whenever Chicago opens up their new football stadium, we're gonna come stay with y'all to go watch a game. Just make sure there's a couple doobies rolled up on stack, ready to go.
all
We're
right.
good.
Shane,
to go.
I don't think you can put that out there online. I think you can still lose your job doing that.
It's legal in Chicago. So
He didn't
I
say he was
mean,
gonna
you know.
smoke them. He just wanted to see what they look like.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
it's just for looks.
They're just
for
laying
looks.
on the table.
I don't do that.
Quick little sniff. That's it.
I don't know. I can't be a Bears fan. Actually, for work, they had like some free tickets to the games to take customers out, and I was like, first off, it's too cold.
Dude, I'll be there next week. Come on, let's go.
I mean, it's not cold right
Second
now.
off, You'll lose customers taking them to the Bears game. I mean, that's
Dude,
terrible. idea.
Roger, Are you kidding me? You have a brother-in-law that will get in the car tomorrow and drive up there. You go to a fucking snow
You have
game.
to
You
be
let
a
me know when it's going to
customer.
goddamn snow so I can go to a
Customer.
snow game.
Johnny's a customer. He's a customer of nothing, but he's a customer.
Dude,
You had a high of
I will
72
send some
today in
damn
Chicago.
packages.
How dare you say it's cold?
No, it's cold in the we were just at a bonfire. 'Cause
Well,
it's, like,
yeah,
super cold.
but when the game is at
What's
noon,
the temperature?
it's gonna. Yeah, it was 72 degrees
So it's
today in
nice this
Chicago.
afternoon.
Yeah, it's actually pretty warm this week. It's in the
Yeah,
50s.
but it's Chicago. It's got to. It's
Oh
got
my
the
God.
breeze. It's the
Got the
windy
wind.
city, man. It's the windy
Y'all
city.
are from the South. Y'all are so jaded all of a sudden. No,
It's cold.
It's
70
cold.
degrees is cold, man. 70 degrees with the wind chill could be cold.
No, here's what's weird about
I
Chicago.
wear a jacket if it's under 75.
So
Yeah,
last
but
week
that
was
doesn't mean
like
it's cold.
last week it was in the mid 40s at night.
Nope.
Oh,
And
yeah.
me and Allie were like walking even during the day. During the day it was like in the 60s last week, which is to me is perfect. We were walking the dog and like wearing like shorts and t-shirts, and everyone in Chicago, you would think
They
they
got
would be
their-
like used to the cold. They're all wearing literally layers of jackets, like hoods on,
Winter coats.
Because
boots.
they're getting their bodies ready for the actual winter,
Yes,
where
I just don't- it
Roger
doesn't
is
make
going to
sense.
fucking die.
Hey,
When
Yeah,
it hits negative
this is Roger.
28 degrees,
This
he
is
is
It's a little
going to
frozen
die.
water. It's just
this
frozen.
tells
water.
me everything I need to know about a Democrat-run state. Is they're that mentally weak where it is 50 degrees and they're wearing jackets? That's all I need to know. That's it.
All right,
It's very strange.
Alrighty.
Jonathan, you're looking.
No punches pulled on this podcast. We
Jonathan.
attack everything.
Jonathan, you're looking for like a minute and 18 minutes into the podcast. Is what you're looking for
Right.
that clip.
An hour
Uh,
and 18 minutes.
Yeah, sorry, an
anything-
hour and 18 minutes is what.
That's
You're
actually-
Because that one's getting snipped, and we're definitely reposting that one.
I
No,
know
I'm
that that's
actually
not
glad that Shane
precise,
brought that
but
up. Just talking about like people that are total failures.
here we go. Stat.
I actually have some more stats right here
Yep.
that I just want to make sure you guys are aware. It's good for the viewers to just be objective, you know. So I'm
Yeah.
looking at the SEC total team statistics here.
Oh
So
God.
there's 14 teams in the SEC. Anyone want to take a guess who's number 14 in total yards behind Missouri and Vanderbilt?
Us,
A&M.
we are.
Now do the defense.
Yards,
Hold on, it gets worse.
yards per game. Last in the SEC, Texas A&M.
Oh my God.
Passing yards ahead of only Vanderbilt.
That's shocking.
suck it,
actually. That's actually
Vanderbilt.
shocking.
Fuck
That's
it,
actually shocking.
Vandy.
But total points, Texas A&M is also last in total points. Behind
Is
all
that counting just SEC games or all total games? Just curious.
total points for the season, as far as I know. Alabama.
Roger,
Here's what's real messed up. A&M has 109 total points. Alabama has 242. Mississippi
Once again,
State is currently number 4 in the
They're
SEC
going to score
in
242
total
points.
points.
Roger. If you were a regular listener of this podcast, we've established that every time Texas A&M sets foot on the field, we turn the game of football back 20 years. 20 years.
Are they
We're
gonna
in the
fire?
1960s.
Are they gonna
We're
fire
in the
them?
1960s.
Hey, if
Not
you come
even,
up with
because 20 years ago, you would have just lined up and run the damn ball up the middle. We don't even do that correctly.
Hey, if you have $95 million, we could get rid of Jimbo right now.
hey,
Hey,
actually, Roger, if
That's
you
more than the entire state of Mississippi's worth.
if you were an active member,
Especially after Brett Favre stole from the poor. So you know what? Hold your trash talk.
Hey, I don't live in Mississippi, bro. I'm
We're
a
in Chicago.
You can trash talk our football team, but we can trash talk your entire state.
I'm a
I mean,
Yankee.
oh yeah, Illinois is crushing it as a
But-
state, as we know.
But-
Illinois is
We'll
amazing.
switch right now to Illinois. We won't even.
What's that, governor's? Oh, Lightfoot is doing an
how's,
amazing job up
how's
there.
Lightfoot doing up there?
Oh, that's the
Mayor Lightfoot. I heard she's a big crowd pleaser. I heard she's loved.
I don't know much about her like politically, because I just moved up here, but she is not the most attractive. I'll just
She,
say.
she
Well,
Are
she
you
doesn't
talking
swing your
about-
way,
Wait, you're
Roger.
telling me a
She doesn't
naked
swing
woman
your
is
way.
not attractive? Not an
Roger.
attractive human being, huh?
are you saying she's not attractive as in her policy or as in what she looks like? Because she
I
looks
think
like
that she looks like she it's just
Was
something
hit
wrong.
by a bazooka in the
Hey,
womb.
Roger,
And
before you body shame her, we don't body shame on this
Yeah,
podcast.
here on the
We only
Football is
fat-
King podcast, we accept all people of
We
I did
all
only
not-
fat shame. We
Hey,
only
I'm
fat
not
shame.
body
races and
shaming. I'm not-
religions and
I'm not body shaming. I'm just saying she might have drank
She
out
looks
the lake
like-
too many times.
She looks like she just woke up from an 80-year sleep.
but
She looks like she's been asleep for 80
She looks
years.
like
What
a
does this
vampire.
lady look
Like a zombie vampire mix that like hasn't been
mom-
alive for the past.
her mom was definitely in Chernobyl. There's no doubt that they were in Chernobyl.
She's the mayor.
It's
I
an
don't
absolute
judge. I
fact.
don't try. I try not to judge
Shane,
people.
Oh.
Allie's
Chernobyl
Googling it
happened
right
in
now.
1986.
Did you see
I'm
Allie's
saying
Yeah, Allie.
Google?
Yeah, Allie.
Allie was like, "Oh my God, they're right."
If a mummy had skin, that would be
She
pretty
looks
close to
like
resembling.
her.
Yep.
She's not. I don't think she's too popular there, but I will
And
say
I would make fun of all your other mayors, but they're all in prison. So
Shane doing it.
I will say though that
her
We're
eyes
We're
are
doing a great job in Chicago.
I will say that this area is 100 times better than everywhere I've lived in Mississippi.
Oh,
I don't,
God,
well,
that's
all right. The
fantastic.
Mississippi coast is. I do enjoy the Mississippi coast, but
What about Memphis? Is Memphis or Chicago better?
Chicago.
Chicago's definitely better. I actually really like Memphis. Memphis is. Everyone was so worried about us getting murdered in Chicago, and I had to explain to everyone that Memphis, you're literally twice as likely to die in Memphis if you look at like per capita.
I have a question about
Memphis
Memphis.
is dangerous
So,
for real.
Chirac,
Have you seen the
baby,
first 40?
Chirac.
Have you seen the first 48? I have, and Memphis shows up quite often.
There's a lot of murders in Memphis. There's also
Memphis is sketchy.
There's
No,
also
no, no. You're
just-
safe if you're not a rapper. If
I-
you're a rapper in Memphis, you're absolutely
Hey,
going to get
my
murdered.
mom is a potential listener of this podcast, and my sister currently lives in Memphis. She may not enjoy this conversation.
Sorry, Rhonda. Sorry.
I have a legitimate Memphis question. So I visited Memphis and booking a hotel to go stay there. I booked a hotel in South Memphis. South
Boom,
Memphis
mistake.
is in Mississippi.
Mistake.
That's
Oh,
where
it's
they
in
live.
Mississippi.
That's
It
where
was
they
in
live.
Mississippi. It wasn't in Tennessee. I was like, what the heck? We crossed the
Well, you don't
border.
want to be in South Memphis and
You
Tennessee.
don't. Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
want to be in South
You want to
Memphis.
be in Mississippi.
I had
Well,
to explain this to Allie. No joke. Like South Memphis, like south of downtown. Like if you go to Graceland and go a little west of that, you will legitimately die. Like I told her, if you ever accidentally end up there, do not stop at stop signs. Do not stop at red lights.
Just keep driving.
But that's your sister. Your sister lives on the north side of the city, so it's totally different. So it's
It's where I found a hotel for $59 is what I could afford. So
well,
that's where we stayed.
that should have been your first sign.
No, I mean,
I don't know.
it was fine.
I
There's probably
I
youth
FaceTimed-
condom.
We had a lovely time. South
I-
Mississippi was great.
I will say
I
that me and
FaceTime
Allie,
my sister, and there's bars on the windows and doors. That's not a good
Well,
look.
yes,
You know.
because it used to be a dangerous area, but now where she's at is not a dangerous area.
no,
What-
I will say,
Blake
in
and
all
I-
honesty, Memphis is actually really cool. We hung out downtown all the time, but you just gotta have. It's like going to New Orleans. You just have to have common sense.
Yeah, but
Blake-
their barbecue
Blake-
is trash.
Blake and I tried to go out in South Memphis, and Allie wouldn't let us.
No. Blake did not want to go. You.
Oh, I've been to Memphis a couple times. I know better when that sucker says bar, lotto, check cashing, free pool tables. Get out.
And then there's a strip club next door. Like it's
Yeah, get out.
Hey,
If it's an
Blake-
all-white building with no windows, get
Blake-
out.
Blake did
Same
get
rule
mad
with
at me
Vans.
for trying to yell at a tweaker. I was trying to talk to a tweaker, and he was like,
Yeah.
"No, don't do that."
You can't talk to strangers in South Memphis. It's
yeah.
dangerous.
There's literally like, dude, parts of Memphis are like that where Lamar Avenue where we drove through. There's some very
Yeah, no,
sketchy
that's where
areas.
the free pool tables were that I was trying to go to.
As a native Atlantan, I have this spidey sense. It's like,
You're not
you need to
a
get out of here.
native
You
Atlantan.
need to get out of here.
I don't know how to explain this. You're not a native Atlanta. You
Hey.
live in Atlanta.
You've
As a
lived there
native
for like
Atlantan,
A
a
year.
year, a year,
Been there
I'm
a
a native
year.
Chicagoan.
Claiming he's a native.
a
Hey.
year.
I worked a job in Sunnyside, Houston, and I got a sticker from the company that said, "I survived Sunnyside. I've survived the hood."
Is that the
You know.
south of the city? Just south of the city?
Yeah, it's one of
like
the
a
intersections we worked at was one of the third most dangerous intersections in the United States of America. It was quite the ordeal.
Well, Chicago's really not that dangerous.
Dude, we have felt.
There's
We've
quite a
been-
few murders there.
We've been.
Chirac,
One area.
baby. Chirac.
Smart.
Where's
yeah.
the sketchy
Look
part?
at
Where's the
that.
sketchy part of Chicago?
South?
South Chicago.
South Chicago.
Very dangerous.
South
But
side.
Everything.
We
Chief
got
Keef
way
was.
sidetracked here.
We've been all over the suburbs, all over downtown. Have not felt unsafe one time. The only stuff I read that happens in like downtown for the most part is like 2 a.m. I mean,
The
what do you-
only
All right,
thing that's-
Roger. When I come and visit in December, we're finding the sketchy part, and I'm gonna make
Are
sure
you
you feel a little
actually
unsafe.
coming in December?
Huh?
Are you
All right.
actually?
Jonathan, Allie. It's Jonathan. No, he's not coming.
He's been
in
he's been
December.
telling me to save this weekend and that weekend for him to come to Atlanta for the past 8 months.
That's because you bail all the time. What are you talking about?
I will
I'm
say
just
this,
sitting here.
Johnny.
I'll come in a couple weeks.
There's
I'll
a
He's
give- I'll
also
give
the-
you a week
He's also the
tomorrow, and
same
I'm
guy that
coming.
gives you a week-long notice to go to Mississippi to go to a football game when
You know
interest
how many-
rates are out of the wazoo.
What are we gonna do?
Phone calls I got. Are you
I
going?
called
to-
Roger. I
This
called
dude
Roger
thinks you can
last
just
week
pull
was
up
like,
and drive
"Yo."
12 hours.
I called Roger last
I mean, you
week. and
can.
was like,
It's not
"Yo,
that hard to drive 12 hours.
I know Allie's at work,
He's gonna drive 12 hours.
but convince her to go. And if she doesn't want to go, you and I can meet up and go to the Mississippi State Texas A&M game.
Has
And-
this man
and
seen
Roger
the interest
said-
rates? Has he seen
Hey.
the interest rates?
I already
Let me-
bought a
let me-
house. It's not my
wait.
problem anymore.
Hey, I know what Roger's reaction was. He said, "Oh, Jonathan, that sounds like a great idea." And then when Allie got home, he said, "Your brother just asked me to hang out with him alone. This is the worst idea I've ever heard in my whole entire life."
That's one of my best friends.
No, I was like, dude, I'm not driving. I know your family drive
Hey.
40 hours. Like, I didn't grow up driving 40 hours. The furthest we went was like to New Orleans, an hour and a half away. That was a trip. For
And
us.
Mississippi doesn't have an airport, so you can't fly either.
Okay, but Johnny kept saying, "Well, Blake's going. If he can drive, you can drive."
I was the first no. I was the first
No,
person
It
to
was
say
called
no.
leverage. It was called leverage.
I said Blake lives 4 hours away. I live 14 hours.
Allison,
away.
as soon as I had just gotten out of a talk with the mortgage people, as soon as he asked me that, and I said, "You must be outside your mind to think in this day and time your boy is driving anywhere."
Yeah, we're gonna.
I
Pay,
just got sold a 7.5% mortgage.
yeah, we're trying to buy $150,000 house and pay $2,500 a month. with
Yes.
the,
That's what they quoted me, legit, just about.
It is, yeah.
Join the club.
did we
Well,
miss?
all of y'all suck for not going to the game with me. I would have taken my L happily, and I would have drank my way through it. It would have been a fun weekend, but none of y'all did it with me. Y'all suck.
I
That
can
would've
drink
been,
my.
that would've
I
been
can.
6 straight road losses for me, so I'm good.
I
on
can
that.
drink my way through it at my own house. So that's fine for me.
Not the same.
Roger, you got
That's
anything else to throw in our face tonight? Or
Yeah.
we done?
Okay, so
Yeah.
back to this.
Like, golly, put the paper down. Like, let's be professional for a second.
So,
This is a professional podcast, Allie. And
Golly,
Really?
like,
it really
have some
hurt.
dignity.
so State had more total yards, passing yards, rushing yards, and yards per play,
And penalty yards.
and penalty yards.
Yeah, we beat you guys at penalties.
I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Good news is she can read better than Joe Biden.
I want
Touchdown.
I feel like,
Touchdown.
did we miss the bold predictions for next week's games?
Yeah,
My-
A&M
no,
losing
I
by
already
100.
I already said 238-0 for Alabama.
No, I'm talking about just like for the SEC in general. Are you guys keeping score of like who's picking the right teams to win?
I mean,
That
we don't
worked.
pick.
No, we
pick the
don't
SEC.
keep betting scores, Roger. We don't care about betting records.
You know
There's
No,
no
what?
such thing as
Wait, no, because the one that I watched, you guys.
No,
had
we have
records.
bets. We have
You know what
bets.
I
We
really
picked 3
expect of our
games.
guests that come to our podcast is that they would listen to the freaking podcast. Because every week, Roger,
We
we all
did. I
pick
listened.
3 games.
Dude, I
and
don't
we
have
bet on
time to
them.
listen to a 6-hour podcast. I listened to the first episode and I like 3 hours in, I was like, Allie, turn that. I can't. There's
if-
nothing else to talk about.
Maybe if our guest didn't come in with 30 fun facts, then our podcast would be 3 hours long.
Well, maybe if A&M didn't suck so much, we wouldn't have.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Oh.
Our longest episodes are 100%. When A&M loses a game, we just talk about A&M for like an hour and a half, and it's not good.
yeah. us four haven't even talked about the A&M game.
And we're not going to because it doesn't exist. There's no
I
A&M
have
football
things
team.
to say, Blake. I need to.
I
Dude,
saw
it's
Mississippi
10
State playing
o'clock
against
at night.
Air last week.
All right, so say it, Johnny. What do you have to say about the game?
Oh, we're gonna be here a long
Things to
time.
say. All right.
My
It's not going to
bedtime
make any
is
sense.
5 minutes.
No, I'm gonna stop him. Fire Bimbo. Fire his
No,
son.
no. Who
Firing
the fuck
everybody.
you hiring? Who the fuck you hiring, Shane?
No,
All right, Jonathan,
I'm
give us your.
I'm
Jonathan,
hiring
give us your
Jason
speech.
Street from Permian High School.
Hey, I got it.
That's who
I
I'm
got it.
hiring.
They answered
In his
all your
wheelchair and
problems.
all.
They answered all your problems. Les Miles.
Oh my god.
I cannot watch
Roger.
another man eat grass on the field.
Look at Shane. You should have seen like the disgust on Shane's face. He was like, "The hell
Les
is-"
Miles just got fired for some very sketchy shit, bro.
Matt
I'd rather
Rule?
take Matt Rule. I'd
I was
rather
like,
have
Matt Rule?
No. Listen, Jimbo needs to hand the clipboard over
To who?
His
to an
son.
offense
Daryl
coordinator.
Dickey.
He can't call plays.
Daryl
He needs to
Dickey.
stop calling plays. He's
Yeah,
got to
he's
stop calling plays.
not,
The
not calling the
offensive coordinator
Ooh.
needs to run his offense.
Can
like-
he hand the clipboard off to Mike Leach? And Mike Leach coaches Mississippi
I'm
State
in.
and
Let's
our
go.
offense.
I got it for you.
Maybe.
Just pass.
No,
Jimbo.
but here's the
Pass.
thing. Here's
I
the
love
thing.
Mike.
I'm not all about the whole Mike Leach throw the ball a million times thing until I have a quarterback that can actually do that.
But you know, Mike Leach
Yeah.
didn't really start winning at state until he ran the ball. He finally started running every once in a while.
Run the
Oh
fucking
God!
football.
You know how much I
Run
heard that on
the
Saturday.
fucking
Oh, what's
football.
up, Mississippi State? Trying to learn how to
I know. If I heard that one more time, they ran the ball 4 times, and the dude was like, "Oh my gosh,
my
Mike Leach is
God.
running the ball."
I will.
He ran it 4
the
times.
And
football.
those commentators have nothing. They never have anything.
They the commentators for the A&M Mississippi State game. It was a rough listen.
I almost turned
Like,
it on mute.
what's your favorite play?
Oh, I
in,
did. I did
A&M
mute it.
football. What's our favorite play? What are we doing?
Delay a game.
Oh, we like to stand with our damn arms on our hips.
Johnny,
Until the
we
play
didn't need to
clock
see
hits
your
2
millimeter
seconds.
meter like that.
2 seconds.
You want to get
2 seconds. We're just sitting here looking, and then 2 seconds on the clock, and then Jimbo's like, and then we're supposed to get to the line, diagnose
down
the
the
play in
sideline.
freaking 1 second. I
Oh,
freaking hate that.
For all of our
I
Spotify
hate that.
listeners, if you could just look at what the time is and then go and get to the YouTube for that section, because that was a tasty little treat, as we like to say here on the Football is King podcast. Jonathan, sit down.
I don't like how Johnny has his crotch right in the screen, and you're calling it a tasty little treat.
That's why I didn't do that. That's why I didn't do that. But if I see another A&M quarterback standing there with his hands on his hips, I'm going to kill him.
Of course, of course, he doesn't mean that literally, listeners. They never.
No, of course not. But if the association calls me one more time and asks for money after that disgraceful performance,
Do they
They
not
might
know
be
what
dead
the
too.
interest rates
You
are?
should tell them that.
they might be dead too.
It's Joe Biden's America. I can't
My
give you
question
money for
is-
college.
Uh-oh, he's gone.
Hey, but I'm glad y'all get called. I didn't even. Oh God,
You're good.
I
Yeah.
didn't even go to Texas A&M, and I get called. I get called from the association. Would you like to donate? I'm like, bitch, my wife has donated enough.
Should I be more concerned that I guess it's because I graduated from there and I'm a teacher? The association does not call me.
We've never called
Should
them.
I be more
they just-
concerned that-
They just know that you guys are wildly underpaid. And
Yeah,
they're
so
not
they,
giving
they
no
just
money.
they're just like taking pity on me. Like, oh, let's not ask them for money.
You might have given him a fake number back in the day or something. I should have.
It's
Well,
possible.
how did they call me? That's what I want to know. I get a call every about 6
your
months.
your
Hey,
wife
this is-
graduated.
Put you on the
her
call.
face.
Well, I'm trying
Yeah,
to find
you're-
this. I'm trying to find this email I got from Mississippi State alumni. It was, I guess, Bulldog Club or whatever. They emailed me last week.
It's called the
asking-
Bulldog Club.
Bulldog Club, I think is what. Is that the
That is the softest thing I have ever heard.
Look, they emailed me. They emailed me. Like, I fucking paid you to go to school. They emailed me asking for donations to help pay for student athletes. Like, I think it was asking for like donations to help pay for student athletes schooling. I was like,
Okay, Roger.
I would have literally
Get
gave him
out
a
of
double
here.
get out of
burger.
here.
You're missing an opportunity. This is called NIL. And if I ever become a multimillionaire, I'm buying all the kids. I am sending all the kids to Texas A&M. They are going to get paid to play at Texas
then we
A&M.
should
And we will
specify
still
that you're-
suck.
We are, just to specify, you are talking about sports.
Yes,
yeah.
it's a
Also-
football podcast, Roger.
Not
football
children. We're
podcast.
talking about like 18-year-old athletes.
I'm
We're not buying
all
children.
The young
This is
adults.
Ronnie's
not
over
the
here
next
talking like
Jeffrey
fucking
Epstein.
Jeffrey
This is
Epstein,
not the
like-
next. This is not the next Jeffrey Epstein. I hope.
Not
I
a
mean,
Democrat.
shit, time could tell.
Oh, Jeffrey
I mean,
Epstein.
Lord have mercy. We are canceled for sure.
Hey, but you get to hang out with the royal family, so that would be.
I will say, I do think,
Yeah.
hey, we are
Chris
going to
Andrews.
beat, I think we're going to beat our longest podcast ever.
Well,
Worth it.
it's
we're gonna
almost.
do- oh, it was-
So we don't have to
Oh,
wrap.
it was
It's about
amazing.
my bedtime too.
Yeah.
Hey, Roger,
take
Allie,
that on, even though
we exceed our bedtime every Tuesday night. So y'all
That
just
is true.
I didn't get off work till I didn't get home till 8:30.
John
Yeah,
said you weren't going to be on here.
We didn't
Well-
start this since 8:30.
Yeah.
A gas line did kind of have a ordeal today, so
He almost blew up the town of Waco.
Oh, that
don't
was
say that.
You cannot say that, Jonathan.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine.
Oh man, is the DEA just going to be like knocking at
We're
Shane's
seeing
door
how
later
many
today?
red flags pop up on the internet.
It was actually the town of McGregor, so
Oh, it doesn't matter. That's only like
Nobody would have
700
even seen
people.
that. Nobody would have even noticed.
it's pretty hood.
I mean, the West did that early. The town of West did that a few
That happened
50
while we
years
were in
ago.
college, and in College Station, you could feel the ground shake from.
Yeah,
was
my-
it when you were in college?
Yep.
I
Yeah,
thought
it was
we were
when we were in
younger.
college.
My sister was at actually
I
at
was-
Baylor when
oh,
that happened. Her apartment shook because Baylor is like right there.
Yeah.
I drove up there.
My apartment in College
After-
Station
I
shook.
don't remember when it was.
I was like,
How
are
far
we
is
having
College
a,
Wow.
Station from like Baylor?
Was that
long
that
way
was a-
away?
It's like 90
that was
miles.
a big
I think.
ordeal? That
It
was
was
Yeah, no, it killed people, Shane. It
Yeah.
did actually cause.
no, I know.
Shane, don't do that.
My whole area of work got shut down, so everyone could go there to fix the absolute shit fire.
What was that? It was like a fertilizer plant, right?
Yeah, I think it was.
Texas has a plant, some kind of explosion every like 30 years, so it's hard to keep up with them.
I mean, we're a pretty
Hey.
big state, so I mean, there's chances going to be going on somewhere.
Oh, what a
Big on his
wild
first-
past
Uh-oh.
30 minutes. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Oh
Hey,
yeah, it's
Hey,
gonna be
you
great.
you can't yawn on
It's
a live.
past my
It's a
bedtime,
live
so-
podcast.
I'm glad State beat y'all. I wish we could have been there together to experience.
No, you gotta sit
God,
it
you
through.
suck.
Hey.
No,
Don't say
you're
you
not
wish you
allowed to
could have
sign
been
off
there.
like that.
Hey, we can't wait
I
to have
gotta
you
deal
back
with
on the
crazy
podcast
kids in
next
the
year.
morning.
I mean, so do I, but that's fine.
I gotta
can't
go
wait till we
babysit
crush you
Mexicans.
next
You don't
year.
see me.
all right.
on
Hey,
Friday.
Shane.
What did he say? No, I
Shoot.
don't know if
I gotta learn sound editing now. 'Cause, that's gotta get edited
I
out.
didn't hear what he said, but I
What
don't
did
know.
he say? What did he say?
Don't repeat it. Nobody repeat it.
Nobody.
Should we pause for a commercial?
Back. So.
All right, good commercial break, everybody.
Yep,
I do that for a living too, Shane.
but,
Wow.
we loved having y'all on the podcast. I can't wait to have you on next year, season 2 of the
Sorry, we
podcast.
talked about everything except for sports.
Yeah.
No. That's 90%. You missed before
Pretty much.
y'all got here.
We talked about Gisele and Tom Brady getting
Talked
divorced.
about Gisele and Tom Brady
Taylor
getting
Swift
divorced.
being gay.
What are your thoughts on Taylor Swift being gay/bi?
Is that a real? think
I
that's
haven't
got-
heard that.
Is that a
The,
real?
Alex.
the Swifties are thinking that Taylor Swift is gay/bi. What are y'all's opinions?
I wouldn't be surprised.
You want my
Alright,
real
there you go.
opinion? You want my real opinion? Who gives a
Oh,
shit?
I'm
Who-
All right, there you go.
Allison, confirm my story that we met Taylor Swift outside of her concert at Frank
There's-
Irwin, and I asked
Once
her
again,
to marry me. And
none
she
of
didn't
us-
say no. She just laughed and walked away.
Y'all
None
met
of us
Taylor
doubted this story. in
That did
any way,
happen.
None of
I
us
just wanted
doubted
it
the
to
story
be,
at
I
all.
want it to be public record, Austin.
That did happen.
So Allie talks about Taylor Swift like 4 times a week, and it never came up in conversation that y'all.
We
knew.
did not meet her.
No,
So
that's-
Whoa! Breaking news.
At
Because
Frank
I-
Irwin, you have that like walkway where you like the buses are underneath. So we were on top and she was going underneath the bridge and she stopped and like said hey to everybody. And we said hey to her.
How can you?
And then Johnny said, will you marry me? And she went and just walked away.
Do you know how many?
Not a no.
That
Not
Alex
a
has
no.
talked about Taylor Swift since we've been married, and never one time. I didn't even know you ever.
Roger, your marriage is a lie. It is
Hey,
an
so-
absolute
Hey,
lie.
Taylor
We're
just going
actually
on
family
tour,
friends
and
with the Swift
I
family.
be there.
I know for a fact that this podcast is going to make it to Taylor Swift. And I'm sorry, Taylor. Jonathan is a taken man now. So you missed your shot.
You missed your
Um,
chance. I got a better woman. She's better. She won't write a song about me. That's
Okay, so
negative
obviously
and hateful.
Paige is watching right now. But
No,
Taylor's
not here.
richer. Taylor's richer.
that
just
is,
me and the dog.
yeah, she don't have to worry about.
Some things are
mortgage
more
rate.
important than money, Shane.
She just pays cash.
She's
Like
going
the
on tour.
politicians.
And did you hear?
Like the politicians that keep raising them damn mortgage rates.
So
Blake has completely checked out, but the second that the interest rate gets brought up, he's like, wait a
He's like,
second, let
"Keep
me
being
chime back in.
Did you
It
hear
was
that
shocking.
Taylor Swift's concert that is about to start? She's going on tour. She's going to have 3 stages so that she can be close to every section of the stadium.
Except for the ones that are way up in the freaking.
No, she's doing one
nose
on
Oh,
the
ones.
she
floor,
goes
one
up
in the
there,
middle, and one
too.
at the top.
Hmm.
And
Talk
then
to doing the
Goes up there
concert
every
cost
concert.
$7,000.
First off,
she's doing all 4 albums, and she has a new album coming out next. in, like,
everything
2
Allie
weeks.
is saying right now is like some TikTok rumors. She doesn't know.
No, Taylor Swift said she was having
Because I asked
It's
her, I
all
was
a
like,
lie.
she said she's coming to Chicago. I was like, well, let's buy tickets if you want to go see her. And she's like, well, she's not like, it's a rumor.
It's not released.
Rumor
yet.
has it. I'm like, okay,
I mean-
I could just
She
say some
hasn't
shit.
released
Hey,
her stuff.
she's doing a major U.S. tour. She's gonna come to Chicago. I
She's
mean,
coming to Chicago. She's coming to the Bay.
No, didn't her last one she did like Taylor Fest and she was in one city
Yeah.
the entire time?
Yes, but this one,
Possible.
this is
this
gonna be a
one-
tour.
she said there since it has 4 albums, she's doing a tour and she's doing it in multiple cities,
She's doing
Oh,
like multiple
but
nights.
but
But she's
doing
Chicago hasn't been released yet.
a
No
tour.
one's been released yet. She hasn't
Say it
announced
again.
any of the
Tour.
cities.
Tour. She's
She
doing a
hasn't
tour.
pronounced-
How do you say
Hush,
Tour.
I like
tour.
Roger. You get it, Roger. You
Maybe it's a
are.
Texas
I like
thing.
this.
I don't know. I thought it was a tour.
It's a
Tour.
tour.
Tour. T-O-R.
No, Tor is a unit of resistance in physics.
Tour. She's doing a tour.
Oh God.
Or Tor is a unit of pressure.
Wow,
TORR.
Austin, with all your intelligence, way to run the podcast.
Next
Hey.
week, we'll have Elon Musk smoking the doobie.
If we can get hey Elon, if you hear this as well, we would also love you to have. If anyone famous hears this, please contact us. We will love to have you on the podcast.
Everyone,
Oh.
make sure you like, share, subscribe, follow.
Elon, I
We
give
appreciate
you
it.
money
Thanks,
every
Allie.
month.
Way to steal our thunder.
I'll
That's what
get,
we
No,
do at
hey.
the end.
We
I will
appreciate
be
it.
contacting Mayor Lightfoot's office to see if she would like to be a guest on the podcast.
Awesome.
Yes, we
Please,
would love.
please,
would love it.
please
That
bring
would
her
be
on.
fun. That would be fun.
We
I've
will
got some.
turn from a football to a political podcast so fast.
Oh gosh.
I've got some hard hitting questions for Mayor Lightfoot.
I will be I will
Like,
be out
where
of
have
town
you
for
been
the
I'll
podcast.
sleeping
save
for the
those
past
questions.
100 years to get that look?
I don't really, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. I need to do a little research now. I live up here. I just know, I've always just heard, I just know there's a lot of issues there, but
You got the midterms coming up in about a month, man. You gotta look into that. Like,
she's just,
I
I
mean-
know about like all that, but she's just a mayor, so I haven't paid much.
It's coming up pretty quick. Like her prison sentence should be like right around the corner, like every other mayor.
Every other mayor, yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard she's done a great job in Chicago. That's all I've got to say.
Chirac, the nickname doesn't come
Chicago-
cheap, you know?
Chicago's not doing, I don't think Chicago's doing too bad, personally. I mean, obviously, well,
Yeah.
part of the Chicago, I guess.
Yeah, the part that she runs, it's not doing too bad.
We live in the suburbs. We live in the suburbs, so we're not technically.
See, that's the thing, Roger. You live in the burbs. You go into the hood, and Lightfoot might not be so light.
You can't say that. That's a thing in Chicago. If you say you live in Chicago and you live in the suburbs, they get very offended about it. So
Because you don't live in Chicago.
yeah, But if I like people that aren't from here, I just tell them Chicago because it's just.
I
easier.
don't
Well,
live
I
in
mean-
Dallas. I live an hour outside of Dallas.
Jonathan
that's
lives in
because-
Oklahoma,
Doesn't
so
live
saying
in
Dallas
Austin.
would be.
Johnny lives in Oklahoma.
He lives in Oklahoma, so saying Dallas would just be wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I live in Oklahoma.
I'm not
Therefore,
sure
if
Johnny should be
anyone that
throwing
wants
shade
to
at
harm me wants to
Mississippi.
find me, I live in Oklahoma.
So, yeah, that's an issue.
All right, we better go so we can take this dog out. I just want to just this disclaimer for the viewers. Any opinions expressed by any of the fellow
What are you
podcast presenters do not reflect my personal opinion.
doing? Roger would like to have a job.
Roger's a big Lightfoot guy.
I don't know.
That'd be fun.
Luckily, I don't have to deal with her. Well, I guess I do have to deal with her because Chicago pretty much runs the rest of the state politically, but it's like half the people. I think,
Damn.
what did we see? I looked it up one time, the amount of, like, the percentage of population for Illinois that lives in Chicago. I'm like, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should.
Roger.
They should take a marker and draw a circle around Chicago, and then let the rest of the states separate from that circle because
They wouldn't have any money.
the rest of the state
Yeah.
doesn't appreciate y'all.
It's like
that would-
Mississippi, dude. Everyone in
that-
Mississippi talks shit about like Memphis and the coast, like those areas. But I'm like, it's where all the money comes from.
Yeah, that's
Georgia's
everywhere.
the same way. Atlanta's
that's-
literally half the population.
That's like
Yeah.
almost
Roger-
every state. The cities make the money, and then it's distributed.
Before Roger signs off, I need a Saints prediction for the rest of the year before we get out of here.
Man, I actually
It's gonna
thought,
be a rough one.
man, I'd have to look at the schedule again.
Oh, you think we're gonna win another game? Oh, okay, that's positive.
Here's what doesn't make sense about the Saints. Now, offensive line clearly sucks.
You have to play the Panthers twice. You'll beat the Panthers. They're terrible.
Okay, so
At
we
least
got.
once. You'll
We
beat
already
them at
lost
least
to them.
once.
We already lost to them.
lost to them.
We
Yeah,
lost.
I was
that
gonna say
happen?
we lost to him once. Yes,
No,
yes.
I don't
By
know.
like
You should have
3
won though.
points
You'll
or
have
1
Andy
point.
Dalton. You'll have Andy Dalton playing. It's fine.
But the good look, we almost won. We almost won.
We
Sunday.
almost won. That's good.
I mean,
There's
we
lots of almost.
lost on a double doink field goal.
No,
Like,
the double doink field goal. That's going to be talked about soon on the podcast. Stick
Yeah.
around.
so we lost, but we didn't have Kamara, we didn't have Michael Thomas, and we didn't have Winston, which I don't know if that was a loss. So I mean, you have two of your offensive stars out, and you still almost won. I mean,
Yeah.
and you have a backup quarterback in. He hasn't taken a lot of first team reps. I see.
You
There's some hope there.
Roger, I appreciate the hopefulness, but the almost wins is about like saying like we almost didn't kill no one in Chicago last night. Like it's not very positive.
I don't know.
Man, we are getting
just doesn't-
flagged on YouTube for sure.
It
Oh,
just
yeah.
doesn't make sense because the Saints have, they're just almost like on paper it should be such a good team. But it's just not. It's just not happening.
Hey, I don't. Was it last week that I said this? What happened to defense wins championships? Because our defense is good, is legit, but the offense is the W's, the chicken, the what is it called? The crab legs. They're grabbing them where you don't want to grab them. Things. It's just not
Well,
working out.
when you can't score more than 3 points in 3 quarters. It's
Defense wins championships as long as your offense also does not turn the ball over.
From
Yeah.
the
Well,
damn ball.
Jameis Winston, he doesn't like turning the ball over, but 3 times a game. That's
all
it.
in the same quarter, all in the fourth.
Yeah.
quarter.
Yep.
40 for
When
40, baby. Let's go for it.
We'll see what happens. I don't know. I think we'll probably turn it around, but Winston, man, it's just it needs to be his last year. I don't know. I think we sign him for 1 or 2 years. I don't know. He needs to. It's time to go.
He's got one more year on his deal. I'm glad I'm not the only fan that thinks it's this experiment is not working out.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it. I mean, we have good running backs, good receivers. O-line should be good, but they're not. Great defense, like great kicker. I don't know why there's no reason we should be losing games, honestly.
Bryce Young's
I feel
gonna
like
do
the
y'all well.
Cowboys. I feel like the Cowboys right now. They're always stacked and they can't win. Like, I don't know what happened.
Oh, please, Roger. We're 3-1 with Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush is
Yeah.
the greatest quarterback the NFL's ever seen. 4-0.
People are talking about sitting Dak. I was like,
Hey, don't talk about Dak like that.
nobody's gonna sit Dak.
Actually,
Hey, man,
wait, hold up.
Hayes
$5
can
million
trade for him
a
when he
year.
loses his job.
So pre-podcast, I was pro Dak. Post-podcast, sit Dak. We're done with Dak.
Cooper Rush isn't winning. The freaking defense is winning all games. Cooper Rush isn't gonna carry your team.
Yeah, the Cowboys have
He's
not
a-
played a good team, and they still don't play.
Nothing
very
wrong
well.
with being a game manager. Nothing wrong with
Winning
being a game
against like the
manager.
Redskins, the Commanders or whatever they're called now.
Tom Brady won 7 championships being a game manager. Boom,
Nothing
roasted
wrong
Tom
with being
Brady.
a game manager.
All I've got to say is the New Orleans Saints better not make a freaking statue for Sean Payton and Drew Brees because they have ever lived screwed us.
No,
I would
they
not
gave-
talk like that to Roger.
dude, they gave everything to your team. That was the worst thing you could
No,
ever
they
say.
they
Still,
have
Sean
they
Payton's
have
the new coach of the Cowboys.
Yeah, I was gonna sign off, and now Shane just has to start a whole another
Drew,
conversation.
no, here we go. I'm gonna wrap up the conversation because we got a lot of other things to talk about. So Drew Brees literally played 2 years past when he had a right arm. He could not throw the ball further than 5 yards for his last 2 seasons, and he still played for you
He was playing
until
with
he was dying.
He was playing with literally like broken bones and stuff.
And Sean
Don't-
Payton,
no
was the greatest
statue.
coach that you've had. You're just all right. I'm gonna
I can
mute, I'm gonna
respect
mute you
Drew.
permanently.
Like I get why people are mad at Aaron Rodgers because he hoarded all the money, but Drew at least restructured his contract year after year after year to like be able to afford to have people around him. I'll say that.
No, I agree with that, but I'm just
We're-
bitter because I'm
We're just
bitter.
paying him
and-
for the next 10 years.
yeah, it's just bitter. That's all it is. That's all.
It's gonna be real bad when Sean Payton wins the Super Bowl with the Cowboys.
That's
With
gonna make it
Cooper
worse.
Rush at QB.
I would
With
love
Cooper
to
Rush.
disagree with you, but I would not be surprised if Sean Payton is coaching the Cowboys next year. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm going to be really sad if it happens, but I thought that was going to happen 5 years ago or whenever his
That's-
contract was up. So
What's the in-house rivalry gonna be like around there if we got Sean
dude.
Payton?
it's already one of the most expensive games. Like you can't buy tickets there. That would be insane. And we would probably lose because we have James.
Probably lose. We're gonna lose. We got a absolute buffoon playing quarterback. I mean,
out there with Jameis Winston out there with a broken back versus Sean Payton and Dak. Probably not-
Roger, what do you think is worse, being an Aggie and a Saints fan, or being a State and a Saints fan? I mean, I guess it's a lose-lose situation.
It's
all
got to
around.
be State, dude. Because State, at least y'all have had success in the past. We have baseball. That's it. And back in the
Clip
90s,
that.
y'all have at least had success in the past. Now that obviously is a long lost thing.
What 19? What when we win the Natty?
36?
1939.
1930s? Yeah, that's real successful.
Well, you had
Jeez.
Johnny Manziel for like a year or two. That was 2 years, I guess.
We've
That was
had
pretty cool.
Heisman win. We've
I mean,
had
he was-
Heisman's.
He was high.
We
the
were
whole
good in
time.
we were good in the 90s. We went undefeated in like 1990 something.
Yeah, you did have Johnny Manziel. You had a few good
We had
years.
the
He
wrecking
doesn't
crew.
remember any of it because he was on painkillers the whole time. But I'm sure he enjoyed it.
Hey man, get that money.
All right, we'll catch y'all later.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for having us.
Oh,
Well, that wasn't that bad. They suck at
Could've been
trash
worse.
talking.
Yeah, it really helped that they couldn't bring the cowbells with them, so that's good.
Yeah, the
Um,
cow, dude. Terrible fans. They don't even own cowbells. They couldn't.
We
buy
got
them.
way off topic though. That's for sure.
Yeah, dude, Shane, you just kept posing questions for Roger to talk about, so that's what was going on. You just kept going. This
Great
is
They're
why.
like
podcast.
that, baby.
technique.
They're like-
Great
This is
podcasting
why-
technique.
This is why I discussed before they got on that we should talk about what we were going to discuss. And y'all were like, no, let's wing it. And that's what happened. All right. Whew. All right, let's get back on track. Ready? Here we go. We already
All right.
talked about the Saints 10,000 times. The Raiders won a football game. Good for you.
We won a football game, baby.
End
We're
of
back.
story about the
We're
Raiders.
winning another one. We're going on a streak. Here we go.
Oh
We
god.
ran the damn ball. That's how we won.
We do have our first competitive game between the podcasts.
Yeah.
Raiders and Chiefs playing this weekend.
Austin's
Monday
going
night?
down. The bet
Monday Night
is
Football.
If the Raiders win, Austin has to chug
Nope.
a bottle of Jack Daniels
Not
on
happening.
the podcast.
Nope.
If,
Chuck a bottle of Jack Daniels.
No. I never feel confident going into Raider week. The game is always a close game. It's a
Bet
fun
the
game to
under.
watch, but
Bet
it's
the
it's a
always
good
under.
game. It's
do
always
not
fun.
bet the under. Both of our defenses are terrible. Bet the over.
Fun fact: my first NFL game ever attending was a Oakland Raiders Chiefs game with Austin.
I was there. Yep.
And we won. It was
Okay.
fantastic. It was beautiful. I was literally decked out in my silver and black, and me and my dad were literally the only fucking Oakland Raider fans like within a half a mile.
That's
So-
because y'all don't travel like a good fan base does. So there
Well,
you go.
I had
The
a
Chiefs
drunk
are an
40-year-old
electric
man
travel
yell at
base.
me, and I was like 6. So
But
great
yeah.
man, classy.
Oh yes, because the black hole is known for its class. So yeah, we got that.
Ask Kyler Murray.
Patrick Mahomes beat Tom Brady this week. That was great for me.
That's
The
good.
Chiefs look good. Which
Yeah.
Tom
means
Brady's
they do.
offense does not look good.
nope. Actually, I mean, when they're down by 3 scores, they look great. When the Chiefs just played prevent defense and Tom Brady could just throw it 8 yards to a guy wide open every play, Tom Brady looked great. I think he threw for almost 400 yards. But who cares when it's all garbage time?
It's all
points?
garbage time. Yeah.
It's like Dak Prescott.
Garbage.
Garbage. Which means that the Chiefs will not look good this week, and that if you're looking for betting things, take the Raiders. The Cowboys. I mean,
yeah.
probably the best
keep
team that's
winning.
probably the best team that's ever played football because they
That's what I
also
was
like
thinking after that game.
just
They
like
have
the,
the best quarterback ever to play football. So
just like the Eagles, they don't play a real football team, and they don't play one this week either because the Rams are pathetic.
they're back.
Well, there's a lot of teams that have played bad football teams and lost. So
That's true. The Chiefs lost to the Colts. But Rams
Kids
Cowboys
laughing
game.
outside.
Rams Cowboys game is an under bet if I have ever seen one. Because the Rams will score less than 10 points. And
Stafford is broken, I think.
the Cowboys will maybe score 17.
I think he's hurt.
He is
He
hurt.
had surgery, didn't he?
He's got a bad elbow.
No,
Yeah.
I think he's like seriously hurt, and they're just letting him play through.
Well,
and it's
I mean,
not,
their offensive line is awful. And
it's-
Dallas's defensive
looks
line is
bad.
they're gonna eat them alive. I mean, they don't
Apparently,
say-
losing Andrew Whitworth was a big deal.
I think they lost a couple other guys too, but yes, Andrew Whitworth was a very good tackle.
Walter
Okay.
Payton Man of the Year award.
Are we actually gonna talk more about A&M? Are we doing that?
No, let's not
Screw
relive
that
it.
game.
Okay.
I,
All
I
I
would like to touch
Bimbo.
on one
you
thing.
go for it.
Bimbo Fisher.
Is it time to just say, hey, the season's over, play the freshman?
Yes,
Connor
it is.
play.
Not this
Yes.
week. Not this week. You will
No,
ruin
not
him.
this week.
Yeah.
No, not this
you,
week. But
you
next
let
week,
Max play, and Max is still
Max
day
is
to
hurt.
day. So you let Haynes King
Let
play,
Haynes throw 8 picks this week.
and then after the Alabama game, we've already
Play
had
the
3
freshman.
losses. We
Play the
just move
freshman.
on to let Connor get the experience he needs to move forward. I mean, during the press conference, Jimbo said it. Oh, Connor's progressing great. Connor looks great. Connor's this, Connor that. Then play him, dude. Then play
He
him.
said it. He
Austin
said
is not going to agree with us.
Oh
he
no,
did
I'm
say
just
he's
saying there's
taking
no way.
reps.
There's
He's
no way
taking reps
Connor
with the
looks
ones
that
this
great.
week.
There's no way
He
Connor
said he's
looks that
taking
great.
reps with the ones.
Hey,
You can't play him against Alabama though. You
No.
can't.
No,
You-
No
heck
way.
no.
Not even close.
Heck no. I watched
I-
Kyle Allen play against Alabama, and he got beat 59-0, and he was a terrible quarterback the rest of his career.
We were there.
I
We
just-
were live. It was not fun. It was not
I
a good
just
day.
think like at some point, Jimbo's got to hand over the offense completely.
He's not going.
Now I understand, but this is what I'm saying. Like how we fix it is he's got to realize the game is passing by.
So I saw a news article today that, excuse me, the United Nations has banned people from watching the A&M offense because it is cruel and unusual punishment. Like it's up there
I
with
thought this was a serious take.
it's up there with waterboarding that it is illegal to do to a human being. Because watching us, especially against Alabama this week,
It's gonna be pathetic.
if we score 10 points, that's a win.
I'll be
It's a
surprised.
win in
yeah.
my book. If we
Yeah.
score 10,
Hey, I do have a question for Jonathan. So over these last, let's say, 2 years, and I can't wait to hear your response to this. Can we finally give Kellen Mond some credit? He's the only quarterback that's
Yes.
ever been able to run this
Yes.
offense effectively.
Yes.
I mean, no,
Yeah.
The only one.
Johnny Manziel ran that offense. Oh, I guess different offense, but
Different
Uh,
offense.
different. Yeah.
All right.
Johnny sat
No,
there in Nashville and wanted to
listen.
fight each one of us because we said Kellen Mond is a good quarterback. He's not great, but he's.
I did not
effective.
say he was a good quarterback. I said he was good enough for college, but he was. I mean, he is
Yes.
not a good
He
quarterback.
was effective. He was effective.
But he also wasn't a good quarterback. I mean, we
Okay.
ever have less than 4 losses in any of his seasons? Like,
He went 10-1 in 2020.
10-1.
Yeah.
oh, I mean, that's pretty good.
Should have been the
I
national
don't know.
title game, or should have been in the playoff.
Oh,
Well,
the year
yeah.
we
It
were
was
ranked
COVID.
5,
No,
but yeah.
Notre Dame screwed us.
Well, no.
All right,
Go, Johnny.
listen. This is what I have to say about.
This is gonna be the most uneducated take of all time.
Yes,
No,
it is.
no, listen. Kellen Mond
Oh God.
was a decent
Oh,
college quarterback.
hey.
My only problem with Kellen Mond was I'm tired of watching other teams go out and get these high-ranked guys, these 5 stars, 4 stars, that
It doesn't
turn into
matter.
superstars, that turn into great quarterbacks.
Yeah, but we
just
ain't getting
want
that shit.
one.
No,
I
we
just
do get
want
them, and they get worse.
One.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want one where it's this guy's the guy and he steps in and he looks like it. He looks like the guy.
Kellen Mond did. That's the problem.
No, I want to go the opposite
That's
way.
what the
No,
offense
he
is suited
didn't.
for.
I want you
The
to get
guy-
me.
No, we never threw the ball more than 20 yards.
He didn't have to, because if it was 3rd and 4, we were going to get first down every single time.
We're
That's
not
true.
we're not
That's
even
true.
running the same, like the offensive strategy is totally different.
That's not
then to
true.
now.
It's that we are so bad it doesn't look the same. It's the exact same offense.
No,
But we are so
we're
bad we
taking
can't
way
run it.
more shots downfield.
Johnny,
Taking
Jimbo
way
does
more
not change
shots.
his offense. Jimbo does
Did we
not
throw
change
a
his
ball
offense.
past 10 yards this entire game last week?
We tried,
We tried, yes.
but Max
Did we ever-
Johnson. Max Johnson gets sacked by the time that the quarter. or
Exactly.
Wide
That's-
receivers
that's
have run
my
more than 10
point.
yards downfield.
At this point, I'd prefer just to run the damn ball. We got the fastest guy in college football. Why are we not just handing it off and trying to push through something?
We did for a while. We did for about 2 drives.
Then he fumbled on the 4-yard line.
You need
Yeah,
to fumble
no,
on
the
the 4-yard
fumble
line.
was bad.
Yeah,
We
that
got to
was
take
bad.
care of the football. I will give you
No,
credit.
just
that,
admit,
yes,
We
I
are a
missed-
bad football team.
No. We are a
I
bad
missed-
offensive football team. Our defense is very good.
I
If we had-
missed
if we didn't have
Kellen
stupid-ass
Mond
DJ
in the fact
Durkin,
that
too,
he
that would
could
help.
Put points at least on the board.
I want our
But
next
I do
quarterback to
agree
be
with
some
Johnny.
nobody that no one's heard of that actually plays well.
I
I'd
just
be down
want
for
one
that, too.
quarterback. I just want one guy that comes in and actually lives up to
Yep.
the hype.
Yes, me and Johnny agree on this. Just play Connor. Don't play him this weekend. No, I do not play him against Alabama. After Alabama and we get slaughtered by 82 points, put Connor in, let him sink or swim. If he sinks, great.
Go
We're
get
in the
another
same.
fucking guy.
Yeah, we're in the
If he
same boat
sucks,
we're
go
already
get
in.
another guy.
Yeah, we're in the same boat. Screw it. Who gives
Guys,
a
we
shit?
don't-
We live in a world. Check this out. We live in a world where there will be plenty of transfers this summer.
Yep.
Yeah, but the guys that
Plenty.
transfer are not guys. Guys that transfer
that's why
are
they
guys that are
transfer.
not guys.
Guys that aren't there are plenty of guys out there that are leading top 25.
So
teams.
Jonathan, if you're a top-rated quarterback and you're feeling pretty good about yourself, and you watch Jimbo Fisher's offense, would you be real quick to be like, "Oh, that is
No.
my type of game"?
No,
right there?
did
Hell
I not
no.
just say he needs to hand over the clipboard? It's over. His offense doesn't work. It will never work again. It doesn't fit this game anymore. It's over. I would love to watch a team run a wishbone all fucking season, but it's over. That's never going to win championships. So, you're never going to do it again. So, therefore, move on. Find a way to win games. What Jimbo's doing is not winning games.
And we have an offensive
Nobody's-
coordinator that sits with his hands on his hips. So
Yeah.
I'd rather run the triple option at this point.
I would love to see a triple option in college. And bring that shit all the way
Well,
back.
if we're running the triple option, put Haynes King in at quarterback because
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
he'll still throw an interception somehow.
Yeah, he will.
he'll
No,
pitch it to the
I'm
wrong team.
saying, dude, throw back to high school. I'm saying 2010, 2011, Cedar Park triple option. What's
I'm
that
done
kid's
talking
name?
about this shit.
Hogan.
Me too.
Oh,
Brian
Brian
Hogan.
I'm
Hogan.
all the way out.
Superman.
I'm all the way out on Texas A&M football. I may not even watch a game this weekend because I just can't stomach it.
Oh, I'll
Well,
watch
good
it.
news is I got to go to a
Already.
wedding this
I'll
weekend,
watch
so
it.
I don't have to watch the slaughterhouse.
I'll be at a family get together, so I probably won't get to watch it either. So
I probably
Tune
I
in.
just won't watch
You
it.
guys know what I think about it.
I'm gonna
I'll
have a
watch every
blank screen
second.
on my TV and I'm just gonna sit in silence instead of watching the match.
tune in next week for
That's better.
the most well-informed podcast that we'll ever have, because I'm probably not even gonna I'm probably not gonna get to watch any football next week either, because Sunday I'll be traveling home, which is
You
a
better
real
be tweeting,
bummer.
Austin.
Oh yeah, live tweet Sunday was back this week. It was fun times.
I'm so out on Texas A&M football. It's embarrassing. It's painful.
All right.
It's just
I'm ready for next year.
Yeah, let's wrap it up for the evening. Let's talk about our picks. Like we say every weekend, this is the week, and you want to know why it's the week? For the first time ever, to our lovely fans, we're all taking the same bet. We're all in.
Guaranteed winner.
Guaranteed. Gosh, I can't talk right now.
which one?
We're all taking the Tennessee Volunteers minus 2.5.
No, it's up to 3. It's up to 3. I want the 3.
No, I saw
No.
it on FanDuel 2.5.
Why would you want? No, they're
I got it
favorited.
at 3.
They're favorited by 2.5 points.
Oh
You
yeah,
don't
no,
them
I
to
want
be
the
3.
2.5. No,
Yeah,
I
we
want the
want
2.5.
the 2.5. And on FanDuel, they are 2.5 point favorites right now. So take the best line you can get. We'll go through this really quick. So I got the Volunteers minus 2.5. I also have UCF minus 2.5. I'm going 2 college games this weekend. I'm feeling good. And then I went full chalk, so it's going to be a real bad week for me. I also have the Denver Broncos minus 3 against the Colts, because Shaq Leonard will be out once again. And
Taylor may be out.
Jonathan Taylor's already ruled out. So Jonathan Taylor's not playing. Matt Ryan gets sacked 40 times a game, and Denver's defense is good. And
That
Matt
poor guy.
Ryan is going to set the single season fumbles record this year. And
Yeah,
whatever.
he is.
Yeah.
And the game, I believe the game is also in Denver. So I feel good. Short week that Denver covers a 3-point spread. Maybe Chef Russ will be cooking. Jonathan, what did you take?
One thing to add on to the Colts. Jonathan Taylor may set a record for the worst number 1 pick in fantasy football.
No,
Just
Christian
throw that
McCaffrey.
out.
Christian
No,
McCaffrey.
dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
He got
without
injured like week 2.
Okay, caveat, without injury.
Okay.
Like, holy shit. The dude scored 2 points this week, and it was horrendous.
I don't think it's his fault.
Their offensive line is garbage.
The
Yeah.
Colts are just bad. They're not
Yeah.
a good team.
They're bad. They did beat the Chiefs though, so that sucks.
My picks are, I am painfully taking the Texas Longhorns minus 7
I think
over
it's a
the
great pick.
Oklahoma Sooners.
Guaranteed loser.
Sooners are just bad. They're
Yeah,
bad.
guaranteed
They're
loser.
fucking bad.
I agree.
I am taking the TCU Horned Frogs minus 7 against Kansas.
Or minus 7.
The overreaction of the century.
No,
7-point favorites
TCU 's
against.
good.
So is
TCU 's
Kansas.
good.
Kansas 5-0.
Kansas is good too.
No, yeah, trust me. I've go back and check my pedigree, bro. I've already bet on Kansas twice in this freaking season. I'm high on Kansas.
Now
think
you're
TCU
betting
is
against the horse that's got you here. How could you?
I think TCU is the best team in the Big 12, hands down.
Oh God.
Hands down. I would put a future
Oklahoma
on
State.
them winning
Oklahoma
the Big
State
12 right
is
now.
super good. Oklahoma State is very
State's
good.
Oklahoma State's good, but I think Oklahoma State and TCU are the front runners for that conference. My third pick is the Tennessee Volunteers. I guess
Yeah.
I'm taking them at 2.5.
Yeah, I gave you 2.5 because that's the best line we can find right now. Plus, we're all on it. Volunteers minus 2.5. We got this.
Brian Kelly, I will bet against for the rest of my life.
That's
do
probably
not
a
like
good
him.
bet.
I hate everything about him. I don't like LSU. The college sucks. The town sucks. I hate Brian Kelly. It's all around hatred.
All right, Shane, you gave us 4 earlier. So I
Well,
don't know,
I've
you
got
boiled
3.
it down to 3.
I have, and it's because of you, Austin. And actually, I realized I shouldn't bet on Monday Night Football or Thursday.
Yeah,
night,
I
whatever
already
the
took. That
hell
was the
they
one I
choose.
took off for you. I was like, don't bet against.
Yeah.
Don't bet.
Yeah,
with
I'm gonna take the
bad
Lions
bet.
plus. I'm gonna take the Lions plus 3 against the
Ooh, I
Pats.
wanted that
I
one.
think.
I wanted that
I
one.
think that's a winner all day. Which once again, don't take my winners because it hadn't worked out. Then I'm gonna take the Volunteers minus 2.5 against LSU, and then I'm gonna take Kansas plus 7
Ooh.
against TCU.
We got the
I just-
best gambler versus the worst gambler on opposing sides. Wonder
Thanks
which
for
side's
the
gonna
win,
win.
Shane. Thanks for the win.
I honestly think this is my best week to go 3-0. This
Here we
really
go.
feels like
This is the week.
This is
You're
it.
either hot or you're due, and Shane is due.
This is it.
Shane, I'm really excited that you went against me on that Kansas TCU game because it's a guaranteed win now. So
Well, no, I honestly think like I can't say it any other way. I think these 3 are my best picks, and whatever happens, happens. I'm screwed either way, so whatever.
I want Kansas to win. I wholeheartedly want Kansas to be the Big 12 champion because
Dude,
that would
7
be
points is a lot. 7 is a lot of points. I know not in college, but still, Big 12, that's a lot of points.
It's just the way TCU is playing is just so good.
Overreaction.
All right, mine. I'm going.
Heisman
We're
favorite.
taking
Two
Atlanta Falcons. Big balls. Arthur Smith run it 14 times in a row for 8.5 points, my friends. And then we're taking the Tennessee 2-step. We got the Tennessee Titans minus 2.5, and the Tennessee Volunteers minus 2.5.
Ooh.
All righty. And that will wrap us up for today. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. And we'll catch you all next week after an exciting weekend of football.
Gig 'em Aggies. Let's go.